What's happening, folks? We're just powering up. And then we'll see at what point Annette decides to show up. So anyway, it's good to see folks again. This should be fun. We have to do it remotely, sadly, because I still have COVID. Hi, Annalie. Well, I think I do. It's enough to not risk doing the side-by-side. Hey, Christian, how you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Jilly, studio. How's everyone doing tonight? Just waiting on Dion, as usual. Hi, Lisa. And we haven't done one of these in a while, so this should be pretty interesting. Hi, Rose, Amanda, Jessica, good to see you. Lena. I feel okay. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? I guess I get tired faster, but other than like most of my symptoms have been gone, other than I'm a little congested. Like last week was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It hit me Tuesday, like late afternoon. It hit me those first few days. And then now I'm just like frustrated because I'm basically stuck home. I can't see appointments. So here we are. Hey, Celia, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Oh, that's funny. That was Siri. Wildflower Ray, how are you? Christy, good to see you. Hi, Joy. No, Spot is always in the house. We could do that. I went back to the old Aurora Borealis here. You never know. We're like a minute away from me texting Annette to see what's going on. I know she's available, but she was texting me an hour ago saying solar flares are going to act up. Her Gmail was already down. So we might have a shaky Wi-Fi from her office tonight. So we shall see. Hi, Libra. No, I haven't even left my house, Libra. Hi, Joan. How you doing? Hi, Maureen. CM. I have the good doctor has gotten orders to bring me coconut water. Gotta tighten up the microphone here. Hey, Cassie, how are you? Dorothy, dancing in the street. No rain. We were supposed to get rain all day today. We got a sprinkle. And we're just in this bizarre pattern where as soon as moisture hits the coastline here, it dissipates. So I think last I saw, we're 10 inches down, 10 inches below normal for this time of year. So it's a problem. But now the weird thing is I actually live on a marsh and I'm on the bottom of an L-shaped road. So I get everyone's water from above and from the side. So I'm still mowing my lawn twice a week, but everyone else is hurting. Now let's move this around. Let's do this. Oh, here's Annette. Attempting to get my Zoom invite. Gmail is messed up. Can you send again? All right. All right. Here we go with Annette. Let's do this and this and invite and copy the link. And let's find Annette. Right now we're playing Find Annette before we play Ask Annette. Let's use this email. Everyone remembers Annette's email, right? Annette Dion 7 at Gmail or Annette Dion Psychic. Link. Copy and paste. Let's see if that works. Let me kill this and this and come back to all of you. Okay, so no, Meredith's completely fine. She didn't get it. I was at Fenway Park all that weekend before for concerts, but honestly, no one I went with got it. It makes me wonder if I actually had it before or got it after, because it didn't hit me. We got back Sunday morning and it hit me like Tuesday afternoon. So I don't know what's going on, but she's been perfectly fine. Let's see. So yeah, you know what, Christian, I always check. It's called downdetector.net. And you can check and see which websites, any website around the world, if it's down or if people report problems there. That's what I usually check with if I'm having issues. Let's see. Hi, Francie. How you doing? We have a couple good health stores nearby. Libra. Hi, Erica. How you doing tonight? Evelyn, good to see you. Some different names, it looks like, unless people are coming out of the woodwork. Hi, Joanne, Barb, old guy, good to see you. Yeah, we're going to have some Liz Cheney questions, I'm sure. We're just waiting on Dion here. Oh, yeah, this is... Annette needs like the basics, 101 for everything. Not tech savvy. It's actually a minor miracle that actually even does stuff on her YouTube channel regularly and does it well. Hi, Linda. How you doing? Sylvia, good to see you. Oh, hello, East Texas. Richard, how are you? Yeah, thanks for all the kind words, everyone. I saw all the comments. Crystal Deb, cool name. Yeah, everyone else I know is fine. I mean, more people have gotten COVID in the last 6 months than those first 2 years around here. But yeah, my only worry is I'm like the kind of person, like when I get sick, I stay sick. Well, what do you know? Annette, I have your headshot. Here we go. Almost.
Oh my goodness.
You're in.
Don't you love technology?
We did it.
I had to reboot my Wi-Fi again. It's not personal. I keep telling myself it's not personal.
Hey, wait, are you on mirror view right now, or have you switched things around in your office?
You haven't seen me in my office for a while.
It's been a while, yeah. Well, that door is on the other side of you.
What happened was seems like it was ages ago. It was about a month ago. I switched sides of my room because I was getting a sore knee. Remember I told you that? And I thought my ergonomics were off. It seemed to help.
Good. It looks good. The picture looks good, and you sound good.
Excellent. I feel all better now.
Yeah, good.
It's weird.
Corey, how you feeling? I'm glad you asked, Annette. I feel great.
No, wait. I still even 15 seconds.
I'm kidding.
So, no, it's just weird. Like, I'm used to seeing the chat and everything.
I know.
Corey, how are you? I noticed that you're alive. We're glad for that.
Yeah, it's just, I get tired fast. And other than being a little congested, I kind of feel like I've been in this holding pattern for like 4 days now, where it's like, okay, am I going to test negative today? And I keep testing positive, so I can't have appointments with folks.
Really?
Yeah.
So are you sure that's right, that you're testing positive?
Well, I only tested positive. I only found out like late Tuesday night last week. So it's just been a week.
Right. It's just weird. Now, how can you be positive that you're positive?
I'm just taking those home tests.
Yeah, I think nobody knows what's going on.
Yeah. But
honestly, I thought that the whole time. Like, they're just guessing and nobody really knows what's really going on, but we just pretend that we know what's going on. Yeah, but one thing that I know for sure is COVID is not ever going to be what it was. You know, I saw, you don't know politicians like we know politicians, but Kevin McCarthy, who's dying to be Speaker of the House, was trying to fight this big bill that Joe Biden just passed and the Democrats passed. It's like a miracle bill. So Kevin McCarthy gets up there and he uses this line that I think Ronald Reagan used. He said, "Now everybody think about it. Are you better off now than you were 2 years ago?" And then, so I see this on the news and they start showing clips of 2 years ago. Oh my God, people were dropping like flies. It was like total insanity. The economy was just taking a total nosedive. Everybody was sick. Trump was committing, in true Trump fashion, crimes out the wazoo. Yeah, we're better off than we were 2 years ago. Silliness.
And that, what's different about this now is you don't have the live chat to bug you anymore.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
I know.
You're focused.
It's,
Yeah.
oh,
I can see it. I
wicked,
can feel it.
wicked more focused. Because when people are saying hello to you, you don't want to ignore them.
I know. I do. I'm in hellos now. In fact, we
And
have a
then
bunch of catch
they're
up.
like, oh, I loved your church, and I want people to watch my church, and I get all excited, and I'm totally distracted by that. But I do notice you have the Aurora Borealis behind you.
We're back to Aurora Borealis. I literally, so this is what happened. I usually go on live a few minutes early, not even live, just to check the feed and everything. Like, okay, I start the meeting early. And then I'm looking, it's like, man, my office looks kind of lousy. Like, oh, right. I usually use backgrounds when I talk with Annette.
It's been a while.
Like usually we Annette and I will go on a couple minutes
Right.
early and I'll just say,
Right.
Annette, what you feeling? What kind of background should I have? He's like, I'm feeling sort of autumny, or I'm feeling like rain or
Right.
something. And then we change up the background. Well, we didn't get to do that tonight. But this is, I think, the first background I ever used when we started doing these.
Yeah, it's wicked cool. And
Yeah.
I think that was when we started doing this with the background.
Yeah.
Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights were happening.
It's
And
a
what I
nice
heard-
one, yeah.
What I heard today was there was a bunch of solar flares, like big solar flares, and that it might show up again. Aurora Borealis might show up again. Maybe not here, but in certain parts of the world.
Well, you need to say hello, Bomb Blue, Christine, Giselle, Kat. It's a who's who in here tonight, obviously, right? Annette, because we haven't done this in a while, or feels like it.
Yes, and was it Jennifer who sent us a pizza, or was it Jessica?
So Jessica Frank sent us, but she also sent us other gifts too before the
Oh my
pizza,
goodness.
but we
too
haven't been
much.
side by side to open them. That's actually behind me in the closet here. And then also Sharon Bottoms, our friend from Madison, she sent us another great care package too.
I'm out of cheese.
In
I'm
fact,
out of cheese.
I'm gonna go grab.
I'll have to swing by your house on the way
I
home.
wonder if I outfoxed myself, I hid it somewhere in the house, but I have it somewhere. So we should say this, Annette, as of right now, you and I are not doing a show next week because you're going to be away.
Well, I'll be doing my own videos, but
Yeah.
But yeah, people need a break from me.
You hear that, folks? So I'm going to ask the crowd right now, do you need a break from Annette?
Oh no, I don't want to see the answer.
And this is Annette's question. This isn't mine. I'm not being snarky.
Well, let me tell you about that. I haven't gone. It's been since 2019 since I went on a vacation.
Oh,
'Cause
you
when
you haven't gone anywhere.
I haven't gone anywhere. Well, went to Maine a couple times, but and that's where I'm going. It's like,
Oh, nice.
yeah, real far. It's an hour away.
Well, an hour in Maine. I have a place up an hour away in Maine.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Where?
It's in Lebanon, Maine. It's on the New Hampshire-Maine border.
Oh yeah, it's nice there.
Kind of like Milton, Three Ponds, that area.
Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah, so the thing is, I'm always telling people, you need to take a vacation. You need to take a vacation. And it's not like, oh my God, I work 80 hours a week, because it's definitely not that. It's just change of scenery and a reboot, Like you plug your cell phone in when it's out of charge, you got to reboot things. Like I just had to reboot my Wi-Fi. Humans have to reboot too.
I'm with you.
But I'm still gonna do Psychic News Network videos, and I have 2 piano students. I'm gonna do that because I'm gonna bring my keyboard and maybe write some songs. Maybe I'll do a show from there. A show by the lake. I have a ton of songs I want to perform and get online.
It's cool. I interviewed Chelsea Berry she was in a cabin way in the middle of nowhere in Maine. When
Oh,
the
okay.
last album came out a couple of years ago. That was pretty
I
cool.
remember that. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. You're giving me an idea now. I like that. If you've done that, then I should do that too.
It's cool.
Why not?
Jilly, thank you, by the way. So, Annette, how do you want to? So, I have a ton of questions. I went on live a night or two ago, and so I have a bunch of questions for you. Do you want to start off with moon phase again, or are there other things you have coming up that people should know about?
But first, I want to thank you for working, even though you're slightly under the weather. Corey,
Yeah, a man who gets things done. The sacrifices I made.
I know.
What we do for art.
I hope that bell's not too loud.
That was good.
What we do for art, what we do for our love of art. Okay, so today the moon is in Taurus. My moon's in Taurus, and the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. So it's a really good, grounded kind of a day. I feel like I'm talking to nobody now. It's a really grounded day. It's a good day to kind of appreciate, because we have been through some massive chaos. Remember that full moon in Aquarius happened, when was that? Gosh, there's so much packed into a few days. It wasn't even a week ago, right? Yes, it wasn't even a week ago. On the 11th, we had a full moon in Aquarius. So that was just, everything got rocked. I mean, I think yeah, on Monday last week was when the FBI searched Mar-a-Lago. And so that was like the precursor to the full moon in Aquarius. And then it was just like hard to get things to work. And with that Uranus Aquarius energy, kind of a couple of days of like, forget it, I'll just wait till tomorrow, a couple of days like that. So we're coming off that energy. So moon in Taurus today is really kind of the opposite of that. It's like, okay, get grounded, because it's an earth sign, it's the bull. It's good. I was saying the moon is exalted in Taurus, and my moon's in Taurus. I forget what your moon is in. I don't think it's Taurus. I would have remembered that. So Taurus has to do with the emotion. So if somebody's moon is in Taurus, the positive side about that is that it's a little bit easier for them to kind of get their bearings and get grounded. So that can be a real benefit. And Taurus likes candles and incense and, sensual things, flowers and like that. And Taurus loves to be home. So I don't travel much, because it's a contrast. Sagittarius is the traveler, but I have that moon in Taurus. So today's a good day to kind of just be practical, and it's a great day to be, weeding your garden and doing, earthy kind of stuff. So take advantage of that. And then tomorrow, let me see. Since I'm here, I can look at my calendar. Tomorrow we have, the moon is still in Taurus. So the moon phase changes every like 2.5 days. So a couple of good days to feel stable. Or you need that.
That's good. So
Did
the
you feel
early
stable today?
the
What
early
did you
returns, Annette, are people, they understand you need to take a break and they don't want you to leave.
Oh, you did the poll. I forgot you were doing the poll. I know. Well, just go to my channel, because I'll still do Psychic News Network, because that just keeps going. And you and I were talking about, we're sort of tossing back and forth whether to do a every other week thing. So maybe you can take a poll about that.
Okay, I will.
I just think that, I don't, especially because since you got COVID, I was like, I don't want to push you.
Oh, it's not, but this is the stuff I'd rather be doing. The killer for me is I end up missing, I have like an assignment where I have to do like 7 videos for local businesses all by the end of the month. That's been, and then this happened. And so now all it's going to make me do is cram when I'm finally better in a week or two, and
yeah.
So anything I'm gaining now as far as rest, I'm going to lose in a couple of weeks anyway. But I did take a couple vacations so far this year, little ones. And
I
that's
know
been
you've
helpful.
been traveling. Yeah, good for you.
But you know what I've been doing now in this in the last week is I started to put some time into like my continuing ed for work, and it's learning how to do these broadcasts live and multi-stream on other platforms, and so learn more about the show. So that's good. And then I do have like a fun thing I want to share with folks, but maybe not just yet, as far as doing shows here at Bridge headquarters in the future that Meredith and I are working on. But basically I had like a minor breakthrough when it came to what's next for, I think, this channel and the Bridge and all that. I'm trying to figure it out, because the problem is the directions I'm being pulled in. It's my full-time job with a cable station. And if I was just doing that, it would be simple. But also,
I told Corey to quit that. I told him to quit it.
I know, but it's too. The problem is to do the Bridge thing full time. That's where that's the killer. Like I can't walk away from that brand. It does too well. but it's hard having like 60 to 120 clients and they're all just like, hey, can you do this today? Can you do this?
No, that's why I can do a show every week. I just am worried about you.
Well,
Like, I'm really worried about you, but I don't want to, you volunteering for me all this time.
but what I'm hoping in that is that this turns into something, and then I can infuse more bridge into people coming here or to me to do shows and interviews, and not necessarily me going to them all the time.
Yeah. You could be like Larry King.
So that's it.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah. So basically, we're building a TV studio in the basement here.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you told me that. That's totally, that feels right.
Yeah.
You're an interviewer.
Yeah, and I think it's just gonna be that fun. I want that fun, loungy kind of vibe, and I want it to be like Corey, my friends. Like, I want you to come here and like hang out.
Yeah,
And,
let's
like,
put like the lava lamp on in the background, some Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Well,
Totally.
Zeppelin will get blocked if it's Zeppelin, but you can bring your guitar.
We'll smoke some doobies.
Dion, for crying out loud. See, she's different when she can focus. You get the full Annette when she can
Just
focus.
saying, that would be funny.
Yeah.
You know who did that was I mentioned this to you before. Jimmy Kimmel and Bill Maher. They did like it wasn't very good because they got too stoned.
Oh, they do. The Bill Maher's got his club. What's it called? Club Random.
Yeah, but they sit there and they just like for a long time.
Well, that's usually what Bill Maher just does anyway. He smokes a lot.
I know. You got to be in reality sometimes. But anyway, I love that you're doing that, and yeah, I'm good with every week. I was just more concerned about you after you got COVID. I was like, I felt like I was pushing you.
No, it's I'm just frustrated because I want to do things. Like I couldn't do the show with Linda Sabo a couple of days ago because I was positive, and
Oh, right.
so once I test negative, like Linda will come over and do the show, and because I think she's going to be really good for the channel. So she's interesting. So I like that, but to just push things off, it bugs me,
Oh yeah, definitely. But you know what? I think that when we get sick, our guides are telling us to put the brakes on.
Yeah. Well, and I'm using the time to literally rest. Like I never ever nap. I'm not the kind of, but I've had to nap because of this stupid thing.
That's why I was talking about vacations. Like I listen to myself telling everybody, all my clients, you need to take a vacation. Then after a while, it's like, maybe I'm talking to myself.
Yeah. I know.
Even if you're not like exhausted, you don't have to wait till you're exhausted. It's just like, just change up your schedule, because the same old schedule every day, just in general, for people, it's like, it's not healthy. We need change. And then no matter what, once you come back from being somewhere, you're totally refreshed. You get a new perspective. And this is a great time of year. Like, I know this is vacation time for most people, and Maine is vacation land. So it's right there. We got to go because it says right on the license plate, vacation land. So, we have to do it while the weather's nice too.
Yeah. I should say now, there's a ton of people watching tonight, which is great.
Oh, good.
Some new names too. Everyone's saying hi and well wishes.
Oh, cool.
And it's a nice chat tonight. So
welcome to the regulars, and welcome to the new people for sure.
Yeah. So it's funny. We haven't unboxed anything. We haven't eaten anything, and we're 23 minutes in and haven't answered a question yet. So it's like we never left, right?
Well, we missed you.
Yeah.
People were worried. They were worried. They're like, "Is Corey okay?"
I got hundreds of comments and emails from people.
You got a bunch of mother hens out there.
It's like, yeah, it's good. Actually, my mom stopped by today with soup. She texted me last night. She's like, "What do you like, Mom? I'm fine." But she has to do it.
She has to do it.
She gets like that.
Sicilian mama.
So she made what does she make? She made like caldo verde, like the that what's like that kale soup, kale and potatoes and linguiça, whatever. They're Portuguese, and then chicken soup too. So that's out there when the good doctor.
So you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Well, eating's not an issue ever. I
started reading a book. Just speaking of eating, I just want to recommend this to people. There's a book that came out a very long time ago, and then it kind of just sort of fell by the wayside. It's called, I don't know if you've heard of it, Fit for Life.
Fit for Life? I haven't heard that.
the name of the book. It's called Fit for Life, and it came out a long time ago. And I just, for some reason, I just kept I was thinking about that book. I was just going, yeah, I remember that book. And so I looked it up on thrift books, and it's an excellent approach to nutrition. It's about, like how to combine food so that it assimilates more like effectively in your system, and how that's really the key to health. Like, I'll just give you one of the tips. In the morning, between like when you wake up and noon, eat only fruit.
Huh.
Because fruit detoxifies your entire system. So you have this segment of time where you only eat fruit. And I know you're going to get all kinds of comments like, oh, I can't eat fruit. And you know how people get.
Mm-hmm.
But it really, I just remember that it stuck with me because it just was so healthy. So I'm going to dive into that over my week, especially. And then, this time of year, there's farmers markets and farm stands everywhere. So I love this time of year for that.
Good.
Eat
Christian
fresh-
Montone, who is wielding the wrench tonight, he knows that book, by the way.
I bet a lot of people have heard of it. Yeah, and I got it in thrift books. Usually Amazon has books like that, but I just like to get the used ones.
When I was feeling my best, and I've never been someone who wakes up hungry. Like Meredith has to wake up. If she doesn't have breakfast or something, she falls apart. When I felt my best, I usually don't eat anything until lunchtime.
Yeah, me neither. I don't like I never eat breakfast. And actually recommended not eating breakfast, but just having fruit.
Nice.
Your body knows.
Yeah,
and we don't really need much protein. You know what I mean? Like your body, like I'll just tell you a little snippet from it. He was talking about, his name is Harvey Diamond, and he and his wife Marilyn wrote this book. And he said, think about the strongest animals on the planet, like a silverback gorilla. Guess what he eats? Plants. But he can throw a 200-pound man across the street, right? That's like, they're wicked, wicked strong, but they only eat plants. So, I thought it was a good point. And elephants too. An elephant could throw you across the street. But they only eat like leaves, right?
Yeah.
So interesting.
Roughage.
Oh, I've dropped some cards. Maybe they're trying to tell me something.
Oh, and apparently Jilly Beans has sent me a package that just got delivered here. Bubba didn't go crazy, so it might be.
Yeah, you know what happened? You had Bubba's birthday party, which I popped in for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then you got COVID. Did you get COVID from Bubba?
No, no, because he's been fine. I was fine. Yeah, I had that.
COVID? Did dogs get COVID?
Yeah, animals can get COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was fine?
Yeah, he's been fine. Meredith's been fine.
You want me to give you my psychic impression as to where you picked it up?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, we don't want to point fingers or anything.
But you're about to.
But I'm feeling like you're at a restaurant. Let's check the pendulum.
Let's do it.
No way to remember when COVID first happened? You were like, there were these trackers.
Yeah.
And there were people that were actually being hired by the state or whatever to be like a COVID tracker.
Well, I remember talking to my friends in Iceland, and through the University of Iceland, they could actually track where COVID came from, like to the single person.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting it was a restaurant. Yeah, but then they stopped tracking people. See, it's like I said, no one really knows what's going on. It looks like you got it at a restaurant.
Well, the one I'm at every week.
There's a lot of people, when you're in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Were you in any place, you don't have to name names, but were you in an enclosed area?
Not ever really enclosed. I mean, I do those videos at the Azorian every week, but things have been fine there.
Outdoors more, right?
Sometimes I do the videos outdoors. Sometimes we're in the open lobby there, and it's just me and Patricia, and she's been fine.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Joe Biden got COVID too.
Yeah, and he made it.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he has very good
Well, doesn't his wife have it now?
Yeah, and I really think it's a message. You got to take a break.
Yeah. People are asking what the name of the show is going to be when I finally do a show. The one thing that's always been in my mind, and that you might have been around when we coined this 8, 9, 10 years ago.
Probably.
We always had the bridge, and that was just like our bridge buddies and all of our friends, and it was we had a lot more people involved back when we were starting, and
Yeah, but it was over the bridge then.
right, it was over the bridge, and we changed it to Bridge Cape Ann. But we always made the joke that when we ever did anything that was kind of like salty or risque, or if we were, we used to work at the bars and restaurants, if we were there for last call and would do a video, you never knew what would be said. And I always called that Bridge After Dark. When that
Oh,
would
that's
be
great.
yeah.
That's
So that's the tentative title for the show. It's kind of
That's
always
perfect.
been there.
I think you've got it. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I'm really good at naming businesses and making up slogans and stuff. So I was ready to kind of like do that, but you already have it. Bridge After Dark is perfect.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see once construction starts here, and then we can start figuring that stuff out. But it's in the works, which is nice.
Oh, so you're
exciting.
actually getting a contractor to build you a studio. This is serious.
We're literally the contractor is building the house. We got to tear the house apart first, and that's what we're waiting for. And then but the basement downstairs, it's like it only has to be a little bit of work done there, but it's really tricking it out to all the cameras and the lighting and audio. Like we're turning into a studio. So that's where I have my
Awesome.
1623 buddy with me to start working on that, because he'll be able, Annette, to direct the show from home.
This is serious. I like to think I helped you get these ideas.
Yeah, it's a big next step. So it's something I've always wanted to do, and I think it's the natural next step for the bridge. So anyway, okay, we're at the 7 o'clock hour now.
Half an hour.
Yeah, a half hour in. Well, we had some catching up to do, right? We missed
Blah,
everything.
blah, blah, for half an hour.
Yeah, so Annette and I want to welcome everyone to Ask Annette. Normally, Annette and I are unboxing and eating for the first half hour. This was just catching up because I am still testing COVID positive and have for just about a week now, and it's driving me nuts. So that's why we aren't side by side on the deck tonight. But we are here together. Annette has no Wi-Fi problems so far, knock on wood. And we have a million of your questions out there that we're going to get to. So that's where we are. And we do want to thank Jessica Frank and Sharon Bottoms. They sent us awesome care packages. Jilly Beans just did too. But we'll open those the next time we're actually together.
Yeah, which is the 31st, the last day of the month.
Yeah. So there is that. So anyway, are we ready for some questions, Annette?
Yeah, we couldn't have done tonight outside anyway, because it's really
too windy for sure.
It's cool and it's very windy. Yes, go ahead.
Which deck will we be using tonight, Annette?
Your favorite. I mean, I was going to use my new one, but it's kind of hard to see the pictures.
Oh, you know that I have a bell courtesy of Sharon Bottoms? This is a cowbell.
It's an actual cowbell. Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
So
there
are
is
you?
that.
Is it? But I have the Yoon bell.
You have the Yoon bell, yeah.
Yeah, that can't be the Yoon bell.
Well, I'm gonna have to tell you when Yoon. See, actually, the whole crowd's gonna tell us when Yoon shows up. We have an hour to go before she wakes up.
They do, and I did a live last week when you were, under the weather, and when Yoon showed up, everyone was telling me Yoon's here.
It's
And then I
awesome.
rang the bell, and somebody got really upset with me because I said the bell was too loud.
Yeah, the bell's nice. The bell's nice.
I thought it was fine. So what's the cowbell going to be for?
Well, she's from Madison, Wisconsin, so everything is cheese and cows, right? That she's sent so far.
Yeah, but I know, but when Yoon shows up, we ring the bell. It's now called the Yoon bell. So what's the function of the cowbell?
I think this is just usually when we get tipped, we ring the bell.
Okay, so you do that when you get a tip. I can't see.
That's it. And of course, we'll let you know once Yoon gets in here. But it is funny. The other night, I was doing the live thing and everyone's asking where Yoon was. And it's like, she doesn't wake up until after 8 o'clock Singapore time. But what's going to happen is I'm going to log off. She's going to email me within 30 seconds of me saying goodnight. And she did. And it's been going on for months now. As soon as we leave, she's just like, her first comment's just like, good morning. And then obviously there's no one there. And then she'll email after that, hey, I'm sorry, I just missed you. Hope you're feeling better. Something to that effect, But it's awesome.
Usually she jumps in on our show.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I do the Q&A, I would only do an hour the other night because I wasn't feeling up to it.
I see.
I couldn't put a lot of time in, so we missed her. But then she followed up with an email. So it was cool.
Did she ever send a picture?
No, but we're going to have to because
I know, we don't know what Yoon looks like.
we have to do Bridge Buddy Roulette and start seeing some of these people out.
Yeah, it's a virtual world we live in. I feel like I have all these friends that I don't have any idea what they look like.
Oh, it's an awesome community. That's why, So Christian has actually sent me like video messages before, which is awesome.
Oh, okay.
I've seen pictures of like Erica DeLauder before. I think I've seen pictures of like one or two, of course we know the locals. But I would at some point like to do that Bridge Buddy Roulette where we're meeting the people from the live chat and learn about them and match the face with the handle. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'd have to do it in this format because I'd be totally overwhelmed.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. All right. So we want to thank Anna Lee and Justin's mom and Christian. They all have the wrenches in the room tonight, which is awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for showing up tonight. Okay, Annette, question number 1 comes from, let's start with Libra Lady, who's with us tonight. And she asks, does Annette have any memories of any past lives? So any of your past lives, do you have memories about?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me just explain a little bit about past lives. We have hundreds of past lives. I kind of suspect some people have thousands of past lives. And my guides tell me we have hundreds of past lives. So we don't come in remembering our past lives. A lot of the reason for that is because a lot of them are so traumatic. And, we died and the death wasn't always a pleasant experience. And when we incarnate, we come back to resolve issues from around 3 to 6 past lifetimes. I've mentioned this before. And to use our talents, the same talents that we had in a past lifetime, to kind of expand upon those talents. Some people in past lifetimes, they were so suppressed because of the society that they were in, that they had incredible gifts, but they couldn't express them. And then they incarnated this time and they get to use them and express them. I've mentioned many times Gypsy tarot card reader in Middle Europe. Travel with the circus, and remember I always joke that you were the clown. We were traveling with the circus. I could totally see that. Past lifetime as a sea captain. I think that's why I love being by the ocean. Big part of the reason. I wasn't very nice to women. Do you remember me telling you this? I've told you this.
Get out of here.
No, I wasn't. I was but no men were nice to women.
Don't make excuses.
It was the way that it was, right? Remember, I told you that I channeled Jackie Kennedy.
Yeah.
And what did Jackie Kennedy say? That she was like, all men were philanderers, right? And that's the way that it was. And you know what? Shortly after that, I came across an article where she was asked about how she felt about her husband cheating on her. I really didn't know. Yeah. But anyway, so I had a past lifetime as a sea captain, and I just kind of used women. So I haven't had a lot of luck in the romance department. So I just contribute that to
you're tough not to crack, Dion.
It's bad karma. No, I had other more important things to do in this life than just make it about that. But so those two, I do feel like I was in the Holocaust, tragically. It might have been the Gypsy past lifetime because Hitler rounded up the Gypsies too, so that, I'm not sure about that. So it's not, you won't remember a past lifetime unless it has some kind of a relevance. I do feel like I was in India in a past lifetime for sure. And in another past lifetime, I feel like I was really an intellect, and I love to just sit around I was a guy, and I would love to just sit around and talk about deep subjects.
You and your pipe?
Me and my pipe, yeah, and bourbon. Yeah, by the fire. Yeah. Like that. But they do come up. They kind of pop in. I feel like I don't really, tune into myself as much as I do other people, because I don't really need to read my past lives extensively. And the ones that pop up in the reading are just the ones that are relevant to what's going on in that person's life.
I'm with you. Sorry, I had to answer some chat stuff.
No, it's okay. I know how it is. I remember.
Yeah. So anyway, Annette, overwhelmingly people would like us to do a weekly show and not every other week.
All right, it's fine.
But they understand if we need to take breaks, but that's what they're telling us.
Well, just take next week off.
Yeah.
But if I change my mind, I'll let you know. Like if I'm just by the lake and I'm bored out of my mind.
Yeah. As of now, I think I'm going to be here. You know.
All right, well, just keep them guessing.
Okay. Well, thanks for the question, Libra lady. Okay,
Hang
here's
on
one.
a second. Is Corey going to test negative by next Wednesday? Oh yeah.
Oh, I am.
No, you are. Yeah. Sometimes it like revs up. So it looks like it's gonna say no, but that's how it gets its momentum.
Hey, you know what I want to ask, Annette?
Well, by Wednesday for sure. What?
How was your pizza from Sebastian's that Jessica got?
It was good. They put a lot of olives on it.
Yeah, but you love olives, right?
I know, but I love olives.
Yeah.
I do. But whoever was working was like, let's just put the whole can on.
Yeah.
But it was good because I had to like bring my mom some food and it was just easy. I could bring her some pizza.
And you were nice enough to swing by and drop off pizza for me and the good doctor too, which is great.
Yeah, that was a lot. After I dropped it off, I was like, I wonder if they can eat all that. And then I was like worried about you eating all that cheese.
Yeah, never underestimate me. And Meredith can put on a show when she's in the mood. So, okay, thanks for I see all the kind words, folks. Thank you. It means a lot. Okay, here's the next question. And this comes from Kelly Paul, who says, can you ask Annette, who originally took the documents from the secure location and passed them on to Trump?
Oh, you mean from the secure location in the White House?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was just a staffer. I feel like he told them to really just somebody who was working in the Trump administration. I think that's what she's asking. Like took him out of the White House to take to Mar-a-Lago?
That's what it sounds like to me, yeah.
I just have this vision of big white vans and big boxes. Here, take these. I mean, that's what they were doing at the end. I don't know how well you remember that, but when Trump wouldn't leave.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like not, gosh, what the Biden administration went through is just mind-boggling. How, not to mention January 6th, but how awful and difficult they made that. So I think he told his staffers just pack that stuff up. It was so haphazard and so last minute. I mean, I heard somebody on the news describing it like trying to get her son, her college age son, to pack to go to college the day that he's like all hungover, and what I mean, just like throw everything in boxes kind of thing. That's the kind of vibe I get around them leaving. And I think that Trump was so angry that he was just like he wanted to take the Secret Service documents because he wanted revenge. But I feel like it was staffers. As far as who leaked what was going on to the DOJ, that they had, even more Secret Service, secret documents. I mean, I felt like I kept getting Pat Cipollone was at least one of the people that was an informant. Pat Cipollone, I've said this on my video the other night, he kind of feels like a Michael Cohen to me, because all of a sudden but he won't be the only one, is starting to realize that if you are on Trump's side, working on Trump's behalf, he doesn't have your back. He doesn't even pay his lawyers. In fact, was his lawyers. I mean, these are guys who got him out of being, unseated in the impeachment trials. It's crazy. It's insane. It's insane what he got away with. So, but anyway, I just see him directing, pack those boxes in the van, in the white vans. If you just sat down one day, if you were totally bored and you wrote down all the nefarious things that Trump did, you wouldn't believe it. It would be like, like Stephen King's book, The Stand, that big. I was talking to someone about that book the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the longest book I ever read.
That's a long.
Yeah, so you know that I haven't read the Bible. Me, who has a church, not cover to cover, no way.
Okay, well, Kelly, thanks for the question. Our next one comes from Giselle, who's always with us. Hi, Giselle. Will 45 try to escape the country when all else fails?
I don't think he will be able to. I see him under house arrest.
Woo!
I had thought that in the past. I feel like Jared Kushner is working on how to escape the country. These are all things that I mentioned on my video on Monday. But I don't feel like Trump will be able to. I feel like, when I feel like Trump and what's going on, I feel him really cornered, really backed into a corner. Like, finally, there's no way. There's a scene in the movie. Did you see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
Do you remember the scene when they were like escaping and they ran into a barn and the cops are after them? George Clooney was so funny in that. And then they go up to the loft of the barn and the police sirens are going and going. And George turns to his friend and he's like, "We're in a tight spot." I forget the guy's name, but Trump's in a tight spot. I'm gonna watch that movie again. It's hilarious.
Yeah, John Turturro.
Was that his name?
Yeah, good buddy.
That was a really good movie. Great music in that movie. Excellent music in that movie.
We
Recorded in Nashville.
got a lot of questions about your music during the my live session the other night. Yeah. So I can't remember. It might have been Libra Lady. I'm not positive, but someone asked who your favorite artists were growing up.
Stevie Nicks, Neil Young. My heart goes boom, 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 boom for Neil Young.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, huge influence. Huge influence. I play harmonica too. I put a little bit of a clip. Did I tell you I played at the block party? I think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a little clip. My friend Rena, who's probably watching, she videoed. And I put that up, but I wasn't playing harmonica in that. Yeah, because Neil had this gift, especially early on in the 70s, of like the most incredibly beautiful melodies. And I'm a sucker for a great melody. Let me see. Bob Dylan is a big influence because Joni Mitchell, because I'm a songwriter. And so they were all big influences. Bruce Springsteen for sure. Real songs that are just like real about real life, real kind of down to earth with a message. But anyway, my music is on Spotify.
Yep.
So if anyone wants to look it up, and I think that I will do something that gives me a little goal, when I'm gone for 5 days, to maybe just do a live show with my music.
I think it's a good idea.
It won't be acoustically perfect, but
So when I plan on doing the show here, whatever kind of vibe it's going to be, like a late night talk show, whatever it's going to be, I do plan on having musical guests on the. I mean, there's such a great music scene here. So maybe one of those nights, Annette, maybe you just chill out. We don't do the psychic thing, and you're just a musical guest. We have some other people on. Yeah,
or maybe do the music thing on a Friday night. The mayor, the mayor's a friend of mine. The way that I know the mayor is that a friend of mine told him about me, and he was doing radio shows in his basement before he ran for mayor. Mm-hmm. So I bumped into him recently, and he's like, "I'm setting up a studio in the at City Hall, and the mayor's office is going to be a music studio." We do that, Annette. The cable station I work for, we produced that. It's like pretty much the Tiny Desk concerts you see with on NPR. Right. He's doing it with local musicians from his office. Yeah, from his office. I didn't know you guys were doing it. Yeah, that's small us. Town. Yeah. It's like you're there, and the City Hall's right across the street. And you ever want to make your way to the mayor's heart, you ask him about music. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So he plays bass, and he had a radio show. Yeah. Out of his basement. Yeah. So it's so cool. I mean, I honestly, if you have kids, if you have grandchildren, please get them playing musical instruments. It is so important. I've read books about when a society, if you want to know how a society is doing, check out the music. It's a real unifying force. It always has been. I think it's my biggest regret. And I know people don't like to throw that around, but that I don't know how to play music. I had chances when I was a kid. I know we're going to get that. Or that I don't speak a second language. Those are the two big. I know there's time.
Listen, I'm trying to find time just to do this show.
No, do a poll. Should Corey learn to play a musical instrument?
Why don't you teach me? You teach me piano.
I totally can.
we'll
All
do
my
that
lessons
live.
are on FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's how I'm doing, or Zoom, and it's not too late. I've had people start when they're 70. Really?
I believe it.
You know, I'm learning French.
Are you really?
Don't ask me to say anything.
I was just about to.
Parlez-vous français?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Duolingo. I know, and I'm just doing it just because why not? And if you sign up for notifications, you get the guilt trip if you haven't done your lesson today. And when you think about it, there's a really great saying, a year from now you will wish you had started today.
Of course, yeah.
And that's
with everything.
That's why I signed up for Duolingo, to learn a language, because it only takes a few minutes a day. Cumulatively, that's a lot. So you can learn how to play an instrument. Yeah, it's not, I can tell it's not pulling you in.
No, so you know what happened? When I was really, really young, I'm like 7, 8, 9 years old, I wanted to play drums. And my parents would not let me play drums. They said, look, you can have guitar lessons if you want. My best friend's mom was a great piano teacher. Actually, his dad was a crazy good jazz musician who's a famous producer. And but I said no to that because I wanted to play drums.
Banakis? Was it Banakis?
Yeah, exactly, Charlie Banakis.
Oh yeah, he was incredible.
Incredible, right? So those are my best friends growing up. His oldest son was at my house more than I was when I was a kid. And his mom, Margaret, is a really good piano teacher.
Oh yeah.
And I said no, and that's my regret from back
You
then.
had the creme de la creme there.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But I was busy. I had a paper route. I had a wiffle ball.
Corey's never stopped.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, let's move on. How about this one? This is from Diane Skiles, and she's in the chat tonight. Question for Annette. What do they find about Epstein in the papers?
And the documents?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that there's anything about Epstein in the documents. The documents are top secret national security information. It's not information about Trump. It's information about our military secrets. I'm kind of wondering, like, where she got that from.
Well, maybe the question you should have been, did they find anything about Epstein in the papers instead of...
No, this was really, my psychic impression is this is all about the national security of the United States of America, where what the nuclear information is, maybe something about the nuclear codes. I'm not sure they put the actual nuclear codes in the secret documents, but they were top secret. For entertainment purposes only. Trump knew what he had his hands on. And he still knows what he has his hands on. But I really see the cop cars, just like symbolically, the cop cars circling him. And I really do feel like the FBI and Merrick Garland are really on it. But it's about our weaponry and the information we don't want the Saudis to have. So now I feel like they're in the process, the FBI and Homeland Security and all that are in the process of sort of scrambling the information. They're just really doing lots of damage control to see if they can make it. They have to change things. Like, for instance, just to be simplistic, they would have to change the nuclear code. I don't mean that literally, but they'd have to change things that were probably leaked. And here's the thing. Trump has never, ever, ever thought about how something would benefit somebody else. He's never looked at anything in his life without thinking about what was in it for him and what he could get. So when he saw those documents, he saw dollar signs. He saw making deals. He never, ever, ever in a million years ever cared about the being of service to the United States of America. And this is what's so I mean, it's motivating to get us to do whatever we possibly can to get the Trumpsters to wake up. This is a very, very dangerous man. I was very nervous when this first started coming out. Like, we're praying, I'm praying at my church where we have a meditation where we're visualizing us safe, and, you know, because we're really in a precarious, we're in a very, very dangerous place. So that's what, I mean, when somebody says Epstein, it's like, that's kind of so far from what is in there, you know, it's just, it's not about Epstein. It's not about Trump's dealings, personal dealings. It's about national security.
Nice.
It's difficult, but we'll get through it.
In the meantime, we have some fun questions in the live chat. Lena asked if either of us speak Italian.
My grandmother came over from Sicily and she refused to speak Sicilian, and my mom always was upset about that because it would have been so easy to just be bilingual and to speak two languages. So I don't know. I only am one language, like so many Americans.
I have a similar story in that my grandparents came over. My mom's side, it was my grandparents, my father's side, my great grandparents, and they all refused to speak Italian or Sicilian in front of the kids because they were trying to they wanted the kids to be as Americanized as possible and not deal with the crap they had to deal with through World War I, World War II, all of that stuff. So whenever the older adults in the family would speak Italian, it would be in the kitchen. It would be sotto voce. We would have to leave the room, sit in the plastic furniture in the other room, and we had to behave. And that was what it was forever. So yeah, we never got to learn.
Was the furniture white?
It was thick plastic, and I think it had it had patterns.
A floral pattern.
Yeah.
The plastic.
But it's still under plastic wherever it is.
Well, it's clean.
Yeah. Unbelievable. So, okay. Thanks for the question, Diana. Hope that helped. Let's go on to, we got a lot of questions about the weather. Crystal Deb is in the chat room. She asks, can you ask Annette if she sees any major flooding in Central California in the next few years? Okay.
I mean, this is like, there's predictions that are like, pretty good probability. 110%. Yeah. I mean, on the bright side, this climate bill just passed, and I've heard that it's going to go into effect. A lot of it's going to start happening. Funds are going to start being allocated to where they need to be to avert, you know, any further damage. But California, you know, for all the drought that they've had, they are getting, there's a super flood coming. Now, I am of the belief that we can affect the weather with our thoughts. So everybody think about California not getting a super flood. Because they need rain, like moderate rain. They don't need super floods because, I mean, for the crops and everything. So was the question about when what was the question exactly? Do I see them?
Do you see major flooding in Central California in the next few years?
Yeah, but I'm kind of thinking it doesn't take a psychic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think actually, I mean, that's my psychic impression, but also actually that's what the scientists are saying. So just like, you know, the scientists told us that the earth is going to warm up. We really have to all, you know, do what we can.
There's a song in there somewhere, Annette.
I know, I probably already wrote it.
Okay, thanks for the question, Deb. This is from Scott Allen, who asks, does it look like the Pope will retire next year due to his health?
What's wrong with his health?
I don't know.
He's old. Yeah, I'm thinking it'll be this year. Didn't we talk about the Pope before? And I just felt like he was just done with the whole Catholic thing.
Yeah, remember that.
No, really. I mean, it's like, I know that sounds crazy. The Pope, he's kind of done with the Catholic thing. I think he's seen so much hypocrisy that the whole concept of God just got lost. I think it's going to be this year. Let's ask. Is it going to be? Yeah, I get that it's going to be this year. Let's see. Is he going to do the Christmas Eve service? No. Goes the pendulum. No, I mean, all right. Is it? It's going to be this year. Pope Francis. I got my popes like I was forgetting who's the Pope. Francis, right?
Yes.
I didn't miss a Pope anywhere along the way.
No, there wasn't like a Pius XIII anywhere in there, right?
No. Wow, that's interesting. Does anybody know what kind of health problems he has?
Yeah. Is anyone aware of the Pope's health problems?
I'm picking up breathing issues.
Hmm.
That it's hard, like he gets winded really quickly.
I can empathize.
Yeah, I bet. Are you having lung problems? I mean, is it like, are you having trouble breathing?
It's not trouble breathing, but when it was hitting me last week, if I took the deep breath, here would come the coughing fit, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's
because it
better.
affects people in different ways, and some people are asymptomatic.
Now, the killer for me is my nose is so congested at night that I breathe
Right.
I have to breathe with my mouth open, which kills me. You know what saves me? I sleep with gum in my mouth when I get like that, just to salivate.
How about if you put your pillows up?
I do all that. I can sleep on my back. I can sleep it pretty much in a straight line because usually Bubba takes half the bed anyway, or couch or floor, no matter where I am. He just ends up there in the
He's a
middle of the
big
night.
boy. He's a big boy.
He's a lot of dog.
Yeah. So too bad you didn't get the asymptomatic style.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah. A lot of us might have had it. We
Asymptomatic
don't even know,
anything.
you know?
Man. Hey, you know what? We got this question a few times the other night. Joanne Signs was one who asked it. Do you think, Annette, that there's going to be something big happening this week? Is there a big revelation, a big break somewhere? Are we on the verge of something big happening this week?
Isn't it every week? Isn't it every few days?
Feels like it.
Can you give me a category?
I don't know.
Because it's pretty much across the board, if you ask me.
I would assume political.
This week,
So is there
Wednesday to Wednesday.
kind of timeline when there is a revelation of what exactly which documents were found?
You mean the big reveal?
Yeah.
Let me ask the guides about that. I'm getting a lot in November. Well, that's when elections are. I'm getting a lot in November. So, gosh. Sorry, you can't really see the pendulum very well up there. I'll just hold it up.
It looks good. It looks good.
Okay. But usually I hold it down here. Are the most revelations going to come in November? No, not November. Okay. Are the most revelations going to come next month? Next month. Well, that would make sense because, yeah, next month we're going to have a lot of revelations. I think everything's going to start, just sort of dovetailing in September. The January 6th committee is having hearings again in September. So there's going to be a lot that comes out, and the guides are just showing me like this windfall, like just so much stuff. You know what I've been doing is the really nefarious people. You know the scene in The Wizard of Oz when the scarecrow throws the water on the Wicked Witch?
Yeah.
So that's my visualization. It's like the just white light, just no harm done with white light. I just want to, make their power go away. Where did the Wicked Witch go? She is dissolved.
That's it. She's melting.
Nobody ever asked that question. Where did she go? Did she melt into the bowels of hell?
I know.
I don't know. That's a good question for the psychic.
Shouldn't he go back to Kansas? What you thought?
Actually, that movie, The Wizard of Oz, that whole story is a very metaphysical story. Like the Wicked Witch was about fear. And they thought the Wicked Witch was like, really so dangerous and everything, but then to come to find out, it was their fear, really, because she could just get destroyed with water being thrown at her. So I feel like Trump thinks he's all like, powerful and everything. And he's just been throwing his weight around literally for so long. But underneath, he's weak. He's very weak, and he's going to crumble under the pressure. The only thing that concerns me is when he starts crumbling, he gets very, very angry, and then he acts like a caged animal, really ferocious. But so I feel like that in September, we're going to see a lot of things just kind of coming to a head. And as far as this week, towards the end of the week, well, it's Wednesday, towards the end of the week, we're going to see what happened with Giuliani. Because he had to answer questions today.
He's in Georgia, right?
He's in big trouble. He's in big trouble. And it's funny because Giuliani's trying to act like Trump. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it doesn't bother me. Look at me, look at me. Today on the news, I saw that he went up to the door of the courthouse and, thinking he could get away from the reporters. And I guess they were there too early and the doors were locked. He kind of got, that's kind of how I was picturing Trump cornered, I'm going to take a little peek at any news that's crazy coming this week.
Okay.
So Wednesday to Wednesday. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of people in the, the Trump arena. Really, Kevin McCarthy popped into my mind. Really, and he's not the only one. Really having some, really all the options just running out, like sand through their fingers. And then I have the 9 of Wands, and see, that's a card that this indicates jail. The lion's behind bars. So we're going to find out about people that are going to be prosecuted and have to serve jail time. Because there's no way, look at it, he's devastated. The 7 of Cups, absolutely devastated. 5 of Swords, that reminds me of, was it Gulliver's Travels, where the giant was pinned down by the Lilliputians?
Were they the Brogdaginians or Brogba?
I don't know. I don't think I ever read that story.
Brogdaginians. Look that up. Hey, Warren's good with his Google.
The Lilliputians, right?
They were the Lilliputians, but they were like, weren't they the Brogdaginians or something?
Well, this big giant was, or they were little people, and it was a normal size person, but enough of them got him pinned down.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to see. Enough of them are going to pin Trump down. We're going to find out who's really in big trouble. We'll find that out within a week, less than a week.
Annette, Catherine Rodriguez says, hi, you two. Just got in. Nice to see you both at work together. Corey, you lost a little weight. How are you feeling? And that makes Catherine Rodriguez the viewer of the night.
How can they tell from looking at you? Come on.
Yeah, I don't think I've lost weight. The appetite's still there. We keep getting care packages.
No, I could see if you were if they could see your whole body, they could say something like that. But
the Borealis is very slimming, I find.
Well, you know what it is too. Maybe your energy has lightened up, but your energy's always pretty light.
You think so? I know I'm right about this broad, look, someone's got to copy and paste that word for me. So anyway, Annette, we got a million questions, obviously.
What word? What word are you talking about?
From Gulliver's Travels, the name of the little people.
I thought they were the Lilliputians.
But isn't there a larger name for?
I don't know, because I never saw it. I just remember that part.
I can't
Was
remember.
it a movie?
Yeah, there was a movie for that too.
I'm going to have to Google that. Gulliver's Travels.
All right, so Annette, we did have a bunch of questions, obviously, about Liz Cheney.
Oh, but hang on. I have to show you something first.
Go ahead.
One of our viewers, Bonnie, her name is Bonnie, I don't know if she wants me to say her last name, sent me a bunch of crystals.
Oh,
She
nice.
might be watching a bunch of crystals
Very cool.
from Arkansas.
Oh, sweet.
You can go there and you can mine them. They're beautiful. They're really clear. Look at that. And she said that she used to go there and mine them. But since she doesn't want to travel anymore, she orders them. Mount Ida? Your viewers might know. Mount Ida. I don't know if that's the exact spot, but it's in that area of Arkansas. And you can go mine crystals. And I opened this up with a nice little package, and she sent me this little bowl too. It's a good bowl for my pendulums. Oh, my pendulums. And so I have it right here, but I felt really special energy from those crystals. Very clear. So somebody's asking about Liz Cheney. Is that what you said?
Yeah, well, we saw what happened in the primary. So do you believe she'll run for president?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
This is how I feel. This is what's comparable when I think about it. Liz Cheney not winning her seat again is like Merrick Garland not being appointed to the Supreme Court. It's not where he belonged. And nobody knew that then. And we thought that, the Republicans were so heinous. They're so heinous anyway. Not letting Barack Obama get Merrick Garland appointed to the Supreme Court. However, the divine knows best, right? That wasn't the place for Merrick Garland because of this that happened. And the same is true for Joe Biden. Joe Biden ran for president how many times? I don't even know. I've lost count. And
I can't remember how often.
And this is the time that he's needed. You know what I mean? That specific set of talents and experience and life calling. So Joe Biden, it had to be in 2020 that he got elected. Those other years, it wasn't his time. Merrick Garland, it wasn't his time to be on the Supreme Court. We need him now. Liz Cheney, it's not her time to be representing Wyoming. It's not. There's a bigger job for her to do. I've said about this January 6th committee, this is her purpose. And I'm thinking she was Ulysses S. Grant in her past lifetime. I think she was, let me see.
You think she was who in a past lifetime?
Grant, wasn't it Grant who was
Ulysses
the Union?
Grant?
Yeah,
Does she have a drinking problem too?
they all had that. They drank alcohol because it wasn't the water wasn't safe to drink. I feel like she was Grant in the past lifetime.
Interesting.
Hang on. Anyway, what was the question? What's going to happen to her?
Yeah, she's going to run for president.
Yeah, that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Ulysses Grant was an American military officer and politician who served as the 18th president of the United States. He led the Union Army to victory. I got that today. It popped in. She was Grant.
Wow.
And that's what she spoke about in her concession speech. She gave a damn good speech. It was presidential. And he was a president. The 18th president. That woman has bigger fish to fry than to represent Wyoming. And the woman was at Haberman. Oh my God. Her and Carrie Lake, who won in Arizona, the Trumpsters, the election deniers, the anti-democratic candidates who want autocracy, I see them crumbling. I see the ground crumbling underneath them. Just metaphorically. They won't have any steady earth to stand on. But Liz Cheney, the guides are just saying she's just getting started. This is the tip of the iceberg. And it totally makes sense that she was Grant. Totally makes sense. Because he saved the Union from the Confederates.
Do you think she could win presidency, or would she have to, or do you see a presidential ticket where a hybrid ticket, so you have a Republican and a Democrat running as president and vice president.
As a Republican and Democrat. No, that's not gonna happen. I wonder if the Republican Party will still be a
That
party.
Republican Party, yeah.
Because I'm not, it's not necessarily because they can't have two on the same ticket. Is the Republican Party, hard for me to kind of see it this way, is the Republican Party going to change? Oh, yeah. See, because the thing is, the Republican Party has now morphed into extremist autocrats. And that's the most anti-American thing you can think of. So, what else? Oh, you know what? I recommend the movie Gettysburg. I think that everyone, if you have the time, or maybe break it up into 2 shifts, double feature, watch the movie Gettysburg. Jeff Daniels was in that. It was really good. Really well made movie. It was made in the 90s. I've mentioned it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Liz Cheney's got big plans, and she's got her father's backing. So she's got a lot of support. And even though the crazies voted for the other crazy, I don't know why these women are these horrible women. They kind of have the same look, Carrie Lake and this other one that won Wyoming. They're just they have horrible energy. It's not soft at all. It's very militaristic. I don't like it. It's bad.
Can I throw something out there though, like a weird sidebar?
Sure, it's your show.
Well, the fact that like people are digging the whole Liz Cheney thing. I mean, this is Liz Cheney.
Oh no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm a Liz Cheney fan. I'm really only speaking to her energy.
Yeah.
I don't want her to be president, but I do want her to save our democracy. God, yes. And so I'm just speaking to her qualities and my, what I want for this country is somebody to take a stand for that. Besides Adam Kinzinger, there's no other Republican taking a stand. So I don't care who you are, right? I don't care what party you're from. If you're going to save democracy, I'm all for that. I'm not for her policy. She voted for Trump so many times and voted with Trump so many times. But boy, did she turn. So it's too far out to see if she ran for president, if she'd win. It's too far out to see that. And then I don't think she's decided yet whether she would run. She has said that she would, but she hasn't officially, she said she's thinking about it. Crazy time.
Like a Bubba fighting me here.
Oh, I'm like, what are you doing over there?
He buries his head into my gut when he wants to.
We miss him. We can't see him.
Mara, can you snack him? Mara? Can you give Bubba a snack? Go.
You didn't open any packages of food tonight, so he's probably sniffing
No, but
around.
my mom brought that soup over. She brought over soup and a loaf of
Oh.
Stefani's bread, and that dog was all over that stuff.
He could have eaten that whole loaf of bread in one bite.
He's when we first got him, he used to just take entire loaves off the counter in the plastic and everything. And then he would run into a corner of the room and stick his ass out and block you from him while he ate everything.
Really good bread.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, but it hurt every time. Okay, we have a few questions about this. Erica DeLauder's asked, Warren Green has asked about Kevin McCarthy. He claims he'll unseat Pelosi after Election Day. What do you think? Or does he have presidential aspirations? So a couple of different questions there.
Didn't I just mention a little bit earlier that Kevin McCarthy's what did I say? He's in deep doo-doo.
You've always done this since we started the show, and that is you'll get on a subject and start rolling with it, and it's literally like the next questions I have coming up.
Oh, yeah, it happens. It's a way of life.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I want to say about that. I am very kind of strict about saying things or thinking things that would be the most horrible possible thing to happen. So if somebody asks me, is Trump going to run for president and win? It's like, no, we don't talk like that around here. I kind of had it out with somebody in my live show, not in a mean way, but just to kind of set people straight. Because she said something like, the Democrats don't, I don't even know who it was. They probably don't even know who they were because it was very general. Like, well, the Democrats don't have enough support or something like that. Somebody said something like, the Democrats just don't have the votes. And I was like, now, here, everybody, our class. Everybody stop. I'm going to give a lecture. We don't talk like that around here. We don't think the things that we don't want to have happen. We keep it on the up and up, and we don't direct energy towards something that we don't want to see. These are the kinds of times that we're in. We have to be very vigilant about what we say, because words are vibration, thoughts are vibration, and it affects the collective. Kevin McCarthy literally said he can't wait to be Speaker of the House because he'd get that gavel and pound Nancy Pelosi over the head with it. Do we want to put energy into that? No, we want to put energy into Kevin McCarthy is done. Now, if you want my psychic impression, Kevin McCarthy is done. He's so dumb. He's so clueless. I mean, that he actually said, let me ask, are you better off today than you were 2 years ago? As if 2 years ago was like, oh my gosh, Trump was like, God, he made this country so wonderful. Like, what is he thinking? And he's the one that screwed it up for the Republicans, thank God. Not putting, credible, serious, responsible Republicans that weren't a part of the insurrection on the January 6th committee. So of course Nancy Pelosi said, no, we don't want Jim Jordan or the other yahoos. He blew it. And then he blew it because he pulled the tantrum and he was like, fine, we won't be part of it at all. I was like, duh. And then they're all complaining, oh, the Republicans, they don't, Trump has no representation. Well, he could have. Thank God he didn't. I mean, nobody lying for him, in other words. What a crazy time we're in.
Catch your breath, Dion. Catch your breath.
Warren, it's Warren. I love Warren. We all love Warren. Warren was the first person. No, this is not why we love Warren, but he was the first person that sent us food.
Yeah, and a lot of it.
Donuts.
That was really funny.
Yeah, that was fun.
Overnighted, that's a dozen.
Did you have two questions?
That was sort of 2 in 1. One was, will McCarthy unseat Pelosi? And another was, does he have presidential aspirations?
Do you know what we're talking about, Corey? Do you know this man, Kevin McCarthy?
No.
Such a weasel. He's a dumb weasel. He's like some of these Republicans are just like, how did they get there? And then you figure they must have gotten there because they had a very, very wealthy family. That's the only way that makes any sense. They bought their way in because they're just dumb. Anyway, we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Tony, it's a good point. Tony Stokes, I see your point in there too. Some people have asked where Yoon is tonight. It is not yet 8 a.m. Singapore time. Yoon likes to sleep in, and then I guarantee you, if she thinks we're on tonight, she'll be on sometime after the 8 o'clock Eastern hour. So we're just a few minutes away from that. That's highly anticipated.
Which is 12 hours?
Yes, 12-hour difference.
12-hour difference. So she's almost by India. Wow.
Yoon has become Norm from Cheers on this show. As soon as she walks in, everyone
Pour beer.
That's unbelievable. Okay, here's a cool question.
Do you have any beer from Singapore?
I don't know.
I have to ask. Oh, she said
I wouldn't turn it down.
Didn't she say she was going to send you some?
Was she going to send beer? Could she?
I think she might have said something like that.
I don't know. How about this from Sharp Lisa, who's with us tonight? Hello, Lisa. You live in such an historical area. Does Annette pick up on the many generations back?
Oh, yeah.
Gloucester's for us folks. I wonder if it's heavier than other areas. I hope that makes sense.
Well, in other areas of the country, I wonder what she means by that.
Yeah. Well,
Well, here's the thing. A place takes on the energy of what's occurred there. And I think I noticed it most distinctly when a long time ago, I went to Europe and we landed and I just was I forget where we stopped. Maybe it was Brussels in Belgium. And it struck me how different it felt. So I was in my 20s and I felt like I hadn't really learned much world history. That wasn't an area that I had focused my attention. But then, I felt this vibe and then I realized, I'm feeling World War II. Like Europe was just demolished in World War II. And I really felt the energy of that war in World War I too. Also, here, there are places where I definitely feel like I've mentioned before that there are areas of the coast here. Well, Stage 4 Park, where the cannons are.
Yep.
The Revolutionary War. There's some really sad energy, really tense energy there. Parts of the coast I picked up on, like massacres of Native Americans, and like the natives, they'd have to fight, they'd have to defend themselves from was it de Champlain who settled here?
Same with Champlain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also the fire on Poles Hill, that was an Indian burial ground up there on Poles Hill by Wheeler's Point.
I think I've heard that. Yeah, there's a lot of native energy here. And that's what I feel the most heaviness. Like I've told you, like Wales Cove Road there over in Rockport, that area, right? There's this long shore road, and that area, it's like it's a little bit confusing because you look at it, so beautiful, but it doesn't feel good. There are areas of, if you're a psychic, if you're not a psychic, if you're not like tuned in like that, there are areas of town that I just feel like it's so pretty, but it doesn't feel good.
But you know what I've always heard in that too? It's people in of the metaphysical world are drawn to this area.
Oh, definitely. It's on the intersection of two ley lines.
Okay.
And plus all the granite here. What does granite have? Do I have a piece of granite on the table? Probably. Well, this is not from here. This is actually from India. It's from a mountain in India. My best friend, we both went to India, because we went to the Isha, the ashram many years ago. And so she went and hiked the mountain where Sadhguru got enlightenment. And so this is a rock from up there, but see, you probably can't see it. Let me put some light on it. There's like crystals in it.
Yeah, cool.
Now, I'm not sure what kind of rock this is. It might be, but it looks like quartz. So here in this area, I'm just showing you this because I don't happen to have a piece of local granite on my table. I usually do. There's like crystals in the rock. Mm-hmm. So we were, where we are is really on a glacial deposit of granite. We're an island built on a rock, like a city built on a big rock. So there's a lot of like crystal in the granite, and it's a very high frequency here. And being on the intersection of ley lines, you don't hear many people talking about it. It's LEY. You could Google it. Are energy meridians that go through the earth. And we're right on them. And if you go across the ocean, I think they line up with some sacred site. I don't know if it's Stonehenge, but I'm pretty sure. I feel like I want to Google it.
Someone can Google that for us.
I'm not going to do that right now.
Interesting. Cool. Well, thanks for that. Tony Stokes says, Corey, I looked for you last night with a hypnotist or hypnotherapist, and again tonight and found this live with Annette. So yeah, I was supposed to do a live show with hypnotherapist Linda Sabo on Tuesday night, side by side live, but I'm still testing positive. So we're just playing it safe. If I test negative, we could be doing that show tomorrow night or Friday night. Linda's ready to go. She lives less than a mile from me. She's amped up, and she kept saying that like because she watches our videos, and she's like,
Oh,
I said, you know, Linda, if need be, like we can do something remote, like Annette and I will do that from our offices sometimes. She's like,
right.
no. She goes, I want to be on the deck. That's the place to be, is the deck.
Oh, real. Oh, now I feel like I thought I was the only one that got invited to the deck.
Well, there's the problem is it's easier to do side by side live when we have my hardwired Wi-Fi, so we don't have to worry about the connection. And there's just way more room. Like my office is small. Like it's me and Bubba and 4 walls and 2
Well, I
computers.
don't want that.
Right, but that's why the deck makes sense, and it's worked out pretty well. So anyway, but it is funny that she watches the show.
I don't know her, but I'll watch the video and see who she is. I might know her. I mean, I feel like maybe by face.
I think you'd like her in it for real. I mean, the audience dug her. She had 100% approval rating from the introductory show we did. Like she's on. What I like about people like you and Lynn, I like people who have done their homework, who know their stuff, affable, well-spoken. Like I appreciate that, you know? And so at no point when I was talking to her, did I feel like I was being BS'd or she wasn't all the way in, or, like you get a feeling for someone. The second I started talking, I was like,
I don't know anything about getting a feeling for somebody.
right.
Yeah.
So exactly. So the minute I started talking, I was like, yep, I already know. I already know.
Yeah. You probably knew each other in a past life.
That's possible.
Maybe she was in the circus with us too.
Yeah.
Maybe she was a hypnotist in the circus.
We'll find out, right?
She might have been part of the caravan.
Maybe she was hung in a past life. These are, we'll never know. All right, Annette, how about this sad topic now? How about Freya, the Norwegian walrus?
Who?
Did you see the walrus in Norway, Freya?
No.
There's this big ass walrus in a cove in Norway that was like hopping up on people's boats, and she was attracting more and more humans to go see her.
Where did you see this?
And then I follow the news religiously.
I know, we're talking politics. You're talking about walrus.
Did you see about this? So
Walruses.
So then the Norwegian government says basically we're going to have to put the walrus down because too many humans are getting close to her, and it's going to pose a danger to her. And they put her down.
I don't understand. Why would they put her down? It was the humans that were the problem.
Right, but they said she was going to potentially hurt somebody.
The walrus was going to hurt the people?
Yes. Yeah. You didn't see this at all?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
That was a person made that call who should be fired and prosecuted. And I'm not so sure that won't happen. What's your question?
I don't know. Someone had a question. I just didn't know if you had heard about it.
I haven't heard about it. That's wrong.
So yeah, so the question was, did she have to die, and did she know she was being euthanized? I can't believe they euthanized her and even try to move her or scoot her out of there.
I really think that was, there wasn't an animal lover that made that call, obviously. That was a power tripping, let's just kill the walrus kind of person. Did you read any more about it?
No, I mean, it was so weird because the news came out. So there's all these videos of this big walrus going to these little people, like boats, like small little skiffs and stuff on this dock, and it's sunning itself and it's resting and all that. And it was doing it for days. And then the Norwegian government says, like on a Tuesday, hey, if people don't stay away, we're going to have to euthanize her. And then like the next morning they euthanized her.
Yeah, that was a mean, evil person that made that call.
It's unreal. Like, and that's in Norway.
person. And I see papers, I see lawsuits, I see animal rights activists getting involved. That's not over.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's their planet. They were here first. Walrus's rights, damn it. Honestly, get bumper stickers.
You got to get a mustache. Get your mustache.
Put up a ruckus. I mean, the Norwegians will.
Yeah.
They will. It's not the end of it.
Yeah, I can't see that story just going away.
Can you imagine like a whale watch and the whale like does something? God forbid.
Yeah, you're going to the whale.
Right.
You know?
You're bothering the whale. I'm surprised the whales have such good disposition here.
Seriously.
Because they could ram the boats. But if a whale rammed a boat and people got injured, they'd probably put down the whale. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
That's horrible. We need a happier topic. That's just awful.
A lot of people talking about that in the chat. It was yeah.
That's just, there are no words. That's, who do we think we are? Humans.
Lousy, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how I missed that. I where did you see the news?
It's been all over.
Yeah, I haven't, no. That seems like a page 2 thing,
That could be, yeah.
not a page 1.
Maggie G asked Annette, when will Jared be indicted?
Oh. Well, he was questioned by the January 6th committee. I shudder when I think of Jared Kushner. He's an evil, evil man. And I'm going to give a shout out to, I don't know her, but I do listen to her, Autumn at Black and Orange, who, I don't know if she made this up, but she calls him the evil mannequin. And I busted out laughing when I heard her say that, because he does look like an evil mannequin. I think he's going to run away. I think he knows how much trouble he's in. I did talk about him on Monday in my video. Everybody, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I need subscribers. Go watch that video.
I think your channel's doing better than you realize.
I see about 4,000 views. And then I go compare myself with somebody else who's like.
Yeah, but I don't think I think it's the concentration of the audience more than the volume. Like, I think your number of subscribers is incrementally rising. I think that's all good. But then also, like, to me, that key number is when you have like 98 to 100% approval rating every time you do a show, then you found your audience and it's going to slowly grow. And you have.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll have to look at that. Meanwhile, back to Jared.
Yeah.
So I talked about Jared on my channel on Monday. This is what I see. I see him feverishly working to see how he can go live in Saudi Arabia. And I've said for a long time now, he's committed massive international crimes. Massive. His dad was a criminal. I don't know if his dad's still around. I think he probably is. And spent lots of years in prison, but I didn't read about the Kushner family. I did hear, and I guess it's in the New York Times today, I haven't read it. Jared Kushner came out with a book. He probably didn't write it. He probably got someone to write it for him, and he just dictated what to say. It got a horrible, horrible, horrible review. I don't remember the title. It just has his face on the cover, his ugly face. I think he'll get indicted. I think he'll tell very little, but they'll already have so much on him. It won't matter that he says very, very little, because here's what all these criminals are doing. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth, like hundreds upon hundreds of times. That's what Trump just did the other day. Jared, he cannot hide from the crimes that he's committed. They're too known by a certain entity. They're too known. They're too much black and white evidence. And I see him trying to flee to Saudi Arabia. I see him having a place to go in Saudi Arabia. I don't think it's Israel. And I see a bounty on his head. Let's pull some cards, shall we? Because
Let's
it's
go to the
very
cards.
complicated.
I
It's
bet.
like layers and layers of slimy, dark criminal activity. And he knew what they were going to do to Khashoggi, and that's just a level of evil that it's almost like he's not even a human. It's almost like he's under demonic possession. I don't know how Ivanka lives with him, but I don't think Ivanka and Jared are in the same quarters. I really don't. Anyway, that's the only question. Is he going to be indicted? And I'm going on. Like, I just did a deep dive into the muck, the slime. Yeah, see, this is what's coming at him. There's stuff that's just, this is hard evidence. This is hard factual evidence against him, like on paper, like taking $2 billion from the Saudis for secrets after 9/11. WTF, seriously. Okay, sorry. I'm getting very angry. Breathe. Was it $2 billion? Was he selling secrets? Yeah. I'll tell you about our, military secrets, our weaponry. I'll tell you all about it for $2 billion. That'll cost you $2 billion. You want to know our military secrets? $2 billion. I got them right here. I have the top secret documents. For entertainment purposes only, that's what I picked up. But it is known. It is factual. It is known. I see the January 6th committee lining a bunch of stuff up, but it's connected, but it's separate. It's like another pile, but both piles have a lot of the same contents. And well, it's not looking good for Jared. Right now, Jared knows, and I don't think it's because he's psychic. He knows it's almost like he knows what the price he has to pay for each crime is. He's very much aware of how much persecution he's about to be slated for. And so he's more invested in how do I leave? Let's ask the pendulum. Will he be able to flee? Nope. 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 He won't be able to leave the country. Is he going to go to jail? Is Jared Kushner going to face prison time? Yep. Now, so let me tell you about Jared. He doesn't have like the base, like the fan base that Trump has. All those misled people. Jared doesn't have that. Trump still thinks that those people are going to save him. Jared doesn't even have that. So Jared has nobody. And I don't think Ivanka would stay with him. The guys just said that marriage is on the way out. Those poor kids, I mean, their children, to be born into a family like that. Yikes. Whoa, that was gross. Disgusting.
Took you to a dark place, Dion.
It makes me feel like I'm glad that I'm a good person. At least I'm a better person than that. That goes for everybody. Be glad that you're a good person.
And it just hit me, Annette.
That you're a good person?
You haven't eaten since the show started.
Well, it's not like I haven't eaten.
Please tell me there are snacks in that office.
Yes, there are. Actually, I was telling you about this book that I was reading, Fit for Life, and it makes you not very hungry because everything you're eating is so properly combined that you get all of your nourishment. Did you know that people gain weight if they're not digesting their food properly because their bodies think that they're still hungry because they're not absorbing nutrients?
That makes sense.
Fun fact.
That's a wicked fun fact.
Learn food combining. Don't have a protein with a starch. Have a protein with a vegetable.
So peeps and what?
And peeps aren't included.
Sauteed
But the
peeps?
thing about this book, I don't even know if these authors are still alive, but they probably are because they're fit for life. Is it doesn't say you have to eat this, you have to do this. It just talks about combining foods properly.
I imagine this time of year in that summertime, you can probably get peeps for super cheap.
Yeah, you know what they'll be coming out with? Oh, it's the wrong season. It's just wrong.
No?
They'll probably come out with pumpkin peeps. How much you want to
Oh
bet?
my God, you're so
They're
right.
probably gonna come out with pumpkin spice peeps, pumpkins.
In fact, there's a 98% chance that Christian Montona's already had a couple packages of those.
And they'll probably be out in a few days. I
Yeah.
heard that anything pumpkin spice, I heard they're trying to roll it out earlier and earlier. And then yesterday I was going, I bet you, because all these things that used to be novelty that were fun, and then they just make them available all year and they lose their, their like specialness.
Yeah.
So have you ever seen pumpkin spice, pumpkin peeps?
No, pumpkin, no, but I didn't realize until this year how many different flavors of peeps there are. Because I told you I
Me
saw like,
neither.
fruit punch, coffee. I was like, what is going on here?
I know, me neither. It's so bizarre.
Yeah.
How do we get into peeps? How
Because
do we
people-
go from
talked about food.
Jared Kushner
you
to
brought up
peeps?
food, and then so Jessica Frank brought up peeps in the chat.
Yeah,
You have a reputation in that.
yeah. I don't know how I got onto the food thing because you were saying that I didn't eat, but no, I did. I didn't eat much. I had made a really good salad, and I went and got some. We have a really good Lebanese food, Middle Eastern food place, little tiny
Marcouk?
place. You ever go to Marcouk?
Marcouk bread, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I just got a side of falafel. I just had a little bit of falafel. And they have really good hummus. Oh my gosh. These people are they're Lebanese, right? They're from Lebanon.
I think they're Lebanese, yeah.
Yeah, they do really well, but you can't park over there to save your life.
It's an interesting location.
You know that you have a good product when people have to like go through all these convolutions to get
You have
to.
to go between the action shelter and the crow's nest to get Lebanese food. That's really
The
more
crow's
Lebanese.
nest is right there.
Yeah.
That's made famous by the book The Perfect Storm. Oh my gosh.
It's good.
Crazy place we live in.
Where am I here? Jenna Nolan says, Corey, you look like you lost weight.
Why are
And
they
that makes
saying
Jenna
that?
the
Were you
viewer of the
wanting-
night.
Were you wanting to lose weight? Don't lose too much weight.
No, I can tell you, I can guarantee you I haven't lost weight. Maybe because I'm further back from the webcam because we're not side by side and I'm at my standing station. Maybe that.
I think that it's your energy. You're probably so happy to be feeling better.
I'm gonna 2 minutes after we sign off, I'm probably gonna pass out for 12 hours.
Oh, do you need to stop?
No, I feel good. I feel good.
I'm the one doing the readings.
Yeah, I get amped up just doing the shows. But there's a lot. It's a really lively chat. We have like 570 people in on this show tonight. These are big numbers.
Nice. And I want to thank everybody for when I did a live last Wednesday. I had about that many, just me.
Yeah.
We all love to being together, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you guys.
It's awesome. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.
I called
okay.
it the psychic without the sidekick. That was the name of my show last week.
There you go. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Hi, Teresa. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you all. She is Annette. I am Corey. She's the psychic. I am the sidekick, and we haven't done this in a little while now. I have been testing positive for COVID for about a week now, so that's why we're not side by side tonight.
Maybe you did lose weight.
I did not.
Oh,
That's a bridge guarantee. That's I haven't lost weight.
I mean, it's so many people are saying it. Maybe it's your shirt. It could be the Aurora Borealis.
Well, usually
And
this is
then-
a light. This is like North Carolina Tar Heel blue I have, But no, the camera's a little higher than when we do our show, and I'm a little further back. That's my guess.
Oh, that's what it is.
And the Borealis is very slimming, like I said.
Well, it's so huge, it makes you look, small by comparison.
This is true. It's a
That's it.
smart move. This is a smart backdrop, folks. So yeah, people are telling me chicken soup. My mom literally dropped off chicken soup a couple hours ago to me today.
You got to eat it, I hope.
Not yet. No.
You didn't have supper yet?
No.
And you're asking me if I've eaten?
No. Well, after the show, I have to put the newsletter together to go out.
You have to have soup first.
I will have soup. I'll have soup while I put the newsletter together.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, folks, if you want to get the Bridge newsletter, it comes out tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Eastern time. Just email me at hello@bridgecapean.com. Okay. The next question comes from Lily Girl. Lily's always with us, and she asked, when will Ghislaine Maxwell start spilling the info on Trump?
She said when, not will.
When?
She must be a little psychic. To be saying that, because she sounds like she knows that it's going to happen. Excuse me. I think Ghislaine feels like, is that how you say her name?
Ghislaine.
I think that it seems like she's really more absorbed in her own self. Like I don't really think that she's thinking about, she's already in prison, right? I don't think she's really thinking about, I need to spill the beans on this one and that one. For some reason, it just doesn't seem like that's her focus right now. It doesn't mean it won't be later. I'm not getting very much on that. I just don't feel like it's her focus. Like, she wouldn't get a lesser sentence, right?
Right.
She literally, actually, if she spilled a lot, there's a risk that when she got out of prison when she's 85,
would she even want to get out at that point?
That's what I'm saying. If she starts spilling the beans all over the place, people know people, and people, will do their dirty deeds, and it feels like she's more in self-preservation mode, just in terms of, I don't want that aggravation. I'm just gonna be here. That's what I get on her.
And still, it blows my mind, Annette, that she lived like 6 miles from us for a couple of years and no one knew.
Nobody knew?
Well,
somebody knew.
Well, a couple people knew.
Do you know any people that knew?
The guy that she was with is kind of like a regular dude that's around.
So, they probably went into the coffee shop and people knew.
I don't know if she was doing that. I mean,
No, he probably did. Apparently she was living with somebody who has property in Manchester, right?
Yes.
Manchester by the sea.
Yeah.
People knew.
Yeah.
They just didn't tell Corey.
Can you imagine that?
Hey, Corey.
All right, ready for another question, Annette? This is from Dwight Lindgren, who asked, do you see Katie Porter as speaker in the future?
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Katie Porter, Al Franken filled in for
Jimmy Kimmel.
You watched it?
I watched the clip because I'm a Better Call Saul fan, and I saw that Odenkirk was on the show.
Oh, okay. I didn't watch the whole show. I just see it on YouTube afterwards. But I'm gonna watch it tonight, the rerun. He interviewed her. I love Al Franken.
Do you?
Yeah, he's a good man, and he's funny, and he's fun, and he can make light of politics.
He's good enough.
Yeah, he's what?
He's good enough.
He's good enough. Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And gosh darn it, people like me. I think Katie Porter is gonna have. She has a good career ahead of her. When you say, is she gonna be speaker? There's so many elements to getting to that place where somebody becomes Speaker of the House. I'm not, I think this question sounds familiar. A lot of what we're talking about tonight sounds familiar. I don't know if you feel that, but I do know she'll have a high position. I would say more like vice president. I don't get speaker. I don't know why the person is asking about, maybe just they're just randomly throwing out a position. Is Katie Porter gonna be vice president? I'm getting vice president.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, if she's gonna be on the ticket with somebody as vice president. I'm getting 2028. Apparently we'll still be here.
Fingers crossed. I listen to your other predictions, Annette. It doesn't.
At the rate we're going, no, well, you know, our thoughts can change that. Our thoughts can change, you know, like global climate change. And actually, let's just give credit. Like, it's a miracle that this bill, they called it the Inflation Reduction Act. There's so much in it. It's a miracle that it passed. It's a freaking miracle how much we're addressing climate change in that bill to cut emissions by 40%. I think it's by 2030. That's huge. We are major.
Lofty.
We are major carbon polluters. But the good news about that is that we already have the technology. The technology is just being hidden, you know, by the oil companies. We have all the technology necessary. Don't listen to Trump, who says windmills go whir, 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 and they cause cancer. Crazy. Katie Porter, she's destined for greatness.
Really?
She's very lovable. She's very down to earth and grounded. She's extremely smart, and she does not cower to power. I like that. See, I come up with these slogans.
Jesus, not another
Does
t-shirt.
Not
another
power.
t-shirt, Annette.
I like it. I'm grateful for that gift. The guys give me lots of cute little things like that.
You
She
can
doesn't
jot down that. That's a potential song lyric right there.
She doesn't cower to power. Do not cower to power. Maybe I'll send it to her. Katie Porter doesn't cower to power. I'm going to write to her. Say, that was a beautiful thing that just came out of our show.
You don't have any peeps left in the drawer next to you?
No,
No.
I don't have any treats. I just have my falafel and hummus and a little salad. It's slightly boring.
Yeah, that all sounds good though.
What did you get? You didn't in the boxes.
What do we?
Yeah.
I can open a box if you want. Actually, I think Jessica Frank sent us like really nice candles. And
I thought you were going to pizza.
No, there's no pizza in the box. But
She sent candles? Nice.
I think so. And Sharon Bottoms is a bunch of different gifts, but what she also gave, because she missed Bubba's birthday,
Oh
she
my
sent
God.
2 massive potatoes. I think sweet potatoes, because Bubba loves them.
Oh my goodness.
So there's 2 of those for him that he'll eat on camera one of these days.
Where are they?
They're in the box around the corner here.
Well, take a
Want me to show
poll.
them?
Should Corey go get the box? Take a poll.
That
wanna
poll will
leave-
take too long to answer. I'll go
You
grab
want to
Sharon's.
leave me with a question?
Yes, I will.
And I'll talk to like what seems like nobody.
Let's see. All right, here's one from Susan. Will there be a time when we stop changing the clocks for daylight savings? Now, my understanding
Yes.
is daylight savings in America ends on November 2023.
It won't be. Yeah, it won't be. What do you mean it ends?
I think isn't it being abolished in November 2023?
Oh, I thought the question was, will it be? And I get yes, it will be, but I didn't know there were plans for that.
And also, but Susan, I think, is also in northern Canada too.
Yeah, I get yes that it will, but I didn't know that factually there were plans for that.
Yeah, can anyone else back us up on that? I think daylight savings, did it get voted that we're gonna shed it in November 2023? I could be wrong.
It's the silliest thing ever. I hate it.
Yeah, can't stand it.
There's no purpose for it. All right, but you were gonna leave me with a question, and I already answered that one.
All right, hold on. Let's
Give
see.
me something that's harder.
I can't ask that one. I'll get thrown off the air.
Is it bad?
Yeah, one of them was pretty bad.
What
How
was
about-
it?
okay,
Now
here's
everyone
one for you.
wants to know. Now everyone
not
wants to
that
know
one.
what that question was.
This is from LB Studio. Will Mike Pence testify to the J6 committee? That's a good question.
All right, I'll try to drag it out. I'll try to talk really
Well,
slow.
the good doctor just handed me the box, so
because I already know the answer. Okay.
with a lovely note from Sharon, by the way.
All right. Mike Pence will testify for the photo op, and I don't mean an actual photo. I just mean so he looks good. It's all in his own self-interest, and he's not going to say very much. That's what I get about that. I get that Mike Pence thinks, I don't know, he's a cult Christian. He thinks that he's working for God, and that I get that Mike Pence thinks that he's hearing the voice of God, and the voice of God is going to tell him to make himself look good. And so that means, so he's thinking, it will make me look honest.
Can you imagine thinking that in real life?
That it will make you look good.
That God, basically.
Yeah, he really feels like he's listening to God and his own version of God, and that God's telling him to do this because it will make him look more godlike, because it will make him appear to be honest. So his version of honest is you tell a little tiny bit, and then he'll probably plead the fifth like the rest of them. So help him God. Unbelievable. Where do these people come from?
Annette, can I distract you momentarily with this
It's time for a
giant sweet
commercial break.
potato from Madison, Wisconsin?
That is a beautiful potato. It looks like it's made out of cardboard.
Look how big that is. Literally Mr. Potato.
Oh my gosh. Corey's disappeared behind the sweet potato.
This one's even bigger.
His whole face will be gone. Oh my goodness.
So that's for the dog.
What, are you going to just feed those to Bubba just like that?
Yeah, Meredith thinks it's too much for him. I'll cut him in half, but he eats like
That's a
5 of
lot.
these a day.
Boy, they must have a lot of business next door, because that was a lot of bottles.
Also, Annette, Sharon sent this.
Popcorn. What's is blanking out.
Fudge. I'm trying to.
Everything's disappearing. Fudge, drizzle, popcorn. Oh, Indian. Oh, I love popcorn. Love popcorn.
There's also some stuff
Don't
in
eat it.
wrapping paper. So
Save that for me.
But there are other things too. She also sent the bell for me to have as well.
Are you going to be able to save the popcorn for 2 weeks?
That's sealed. It's sealed up.
I know, but you have willpower. If you don't
No,
die.
I don't. You don't have to worry about me. It's Meredith.
Yeah, because you're losing weight.
Now that Meredith knows that's back there, we're in trouble.
What's she doing? Watching sports?
She's chilling out. She worked on the other house today.
Are you doing the show?
This
That
week, I don't know if we're doing a show. Well, we haven't talked about it because we've just been busy with other crap. And I thought we were gonna do a question and answer show, then Linda, then you. But now the things that got pushed, it's like, well, are we gonna be with Linda this week? Are we gonna be with Meredith this week or next? We haven't figured it out
You
yet.
want my psychic advice?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't jump back into everything till next week.
Wow.
No, really, just be like, easy days, light schedule.
Yeah. Now this has been easy tonight.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
just
What's weird is I prefer the side-by-side lives, but there is more
Me too.
to it when you're in person because it does sap your energy,
it saps my energy to be reading the chat and
It's a lot.
the psychic brain and talking to you and talking to the people. Yeah, I don't mind it, but it definitely takes a lot of energy.
Tony's asking what's the cost of postage to send the sweet potatoes. I think this was 10 or 15 bucks, maybe 15 bucks, but there's more in this that I haven't opened up yet. I don't know what's in there.
I'm gonna go grab
wrapping
some
paper.
water across the room. I'm gonna go grab some water across the room.
Okay, I can hold people.
Don't go away. I'm just going to get some water.
You
'Cause
do
I'm
that. I'll set the
realizing
table again.
The burnout that I experience is dehydration after a psychic show.
Yeah.
True.
It's a lot. So, okay. So while Annette's getting water, I will say that I am Corey. She is Annette. Dion. We are
They
coming at
know
you.
you're Corey.
Well, we have a lot of names and faces in here tonight.
Oh, okay.
We're coming at you from Gloucester, Massachusetts. I'm in my home. Annette is at her office right in downtown Gloucester.
And
Less than
right
a
now, I'm
mile.
tripping over everything.
Annette, are you away from the camera or not?
I'm tripping over everything. Hang on.
Well, now you're just being the disembodied voice. So anyway, we are just after the 8:30 hour Eastern time here, and we're gonna go on for a little while longer, I suppose. We try to do this every Wednesday night for you folks, except Annette's going to be away next week. So as of now, we won't be doing a show together, though. She will be doing shows on her channel, the Psychic News Network, which you can follow. You can just type in Annette Dion on YouTube and find her there. I have a newsletter that comes out every Thursday morning. If you want in on that, just email me at hello@bridgecapefan.com. And that usually has links to the latest videos I've done on the YouTube channel, and also has an upcoming schedule. We're trying to book shows with a hypnotherapist named Linda Saba, who I did a video with a week or two ago, and she was awesome. That's supposed to happen as soon as I've tested positive for COVID about a week back. And we're just hoping to test negative imminently, hopefully tomorrow morning. If that's the case, Linda and I will do a side-by-side before the week is up. Also, my wife and I, we do a show. She's a veterinarian. She answers your pet care questions, and we do that every couple of weeks or so, and people are loving that. So more of that stuff on the way. So anyway, that just kind of sets a table here too. We want to thank everyone who has joined us tonight and sent their well wishes along the way. It means a lot. And also tons of care packages too. Very sweet gestures. And Annette and I just promised to double down and be with you folks more, because we love doing this. How was that, Annette?
That was excellent. Maybe I'll do a Zoom from the lake.
Maybe. We'll see. So, okay, so there is that. All right, so if you have questions, fire them our way. I have a bunch of questions here at the ready, just in case.
Do you have any questions yourself?
No, I mean, I've kind of asked them along the way. I've asked a couple side questions, so I'll do that when they come up. We get so many questions in live chat. I hate to blow people off. So Allison's asking if I have any symptoms still. I would say tired and a little congested, no fever. But normally I can do like an 18-hour day and not sweat it. And now I'm actually taking naps during the day, which I hate.
18-hour day?
Hey, get up yeah.
This was your guides making you just go down for a while and take a break.
Well, I normally don't require much sleep.
I know, but your guides think differently.
Yeah.
They know what you need, just like your mother knows what you need. You need chicken soup.
I do. How many hours a day do you think I should be sleeping?
You probably could use 7 or 8 hours a night.
Okay.
I don't get that ever.
Yeah. I don't think I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, I know. Same here. But I meditate, and meditation lowers your sleep requirement. If you meditated twice a day, doesn't have to be for long. I mean, it's not for long, but it would be better if you did.
You know what I did a couple of days ago in that?
You meditated?
I set a lawn chair out, like a lounger, and I laid back and I stared at the clouds for like half an hour.
Good for you. You should do that more often.
Yeah.
Did you see any pictures? If you had a fever, you might have seen some cool things.
Like, did I have a fever dream? No, there was. I mean, I did see one. Well, not a smiley face. It was like a figure. But then once you stare at it, you realize how quickly it dissipates or changes.
It does. Yeah.
Pretty
For
cool.
hours.
Yeah. I hadn't done that in a while, so that was nice.
That's kind of a form of like psychic. You can read fire. Like if you're at a campfire, you can read the fire. You can read the clouds. You can read anything, really. I mean, I know I've looked up at the clouds at night under a full moon, and I have seen really incredible visions of things.
Annette, do you have the number for the Singapore police?
I was wondering where Yoon is.
Where is this lady?
Maybe she had a breakfast meeting. Maybe she forgot about us. Well, see, you weren't here last week, and I had my show, and I don't know if she's subscribed to my.
She was on the live session a couple nights ago.
Oh, she was. No, she was. That's right. I mentioned that. She was there.
Everybody's telling me to slow down. Everybody's telling me they want more shows,
But
but
to slow down.
to slow down.
Yeah, but you just said it's easy for you.
This is
So you
easy.
walk-
This is fun.
You walked into that.
This is true. All
Well,
right.
this is for everybody. If we don't slow down, if we don't take rest time, our bodies rebel. So it's going to happen either way. Either you can go willingly into that's why I told you earlier at the start. I said, I tell everyone you need to take a vacation. Then I go, well, how long has it been since you took a vacation? And I didn't even work that hard.
Wait, what poll question should I be asking? Should I sleep 8 hours?
Does Corey need more rest?
Oh, man.
Back in the 90s and, like a decade or two ago, it was like you had to be busy or people would think you were a loser.
I took most of the 90s off.
Yeah. Well, that was, that time, around the .com time.
Yeah.
When all the .coms came out, it was like everyone had to be busy and they had to drink lots of coffee from Starbucks and go, 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 go.
No, I went.
Party,
What were you doing in the
all day
90s? Were you in
party all
Nashville in the 90s?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of
pretty
all
much
over.
the whole decade.
Yeah, I was in Vermont, and then I was traveling for stand-up, and then I ended up in Vermont again. It was mostly a quiet decade for me. But also,
Yeah.
that's like, the post-college. I think those are usually the worst.
Yeah.
A lot of
It was a great time to be in Nashville. It was an awesome time to be. I'm glad I lived there then. It was really exciting. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah, it blew up, huh?
Yeah, it really did.
It's like the bachelorette party capital.
It's
Vegas East.
the Nashville of now is a completely different animal.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's way overdeveloped. They destroyed Music Row where all the studios were and all the music history. They just the developers came in, just tore the buildings down. Unbelievable.
I will say this, Annette. Jane Harris has a great question.
Okay.
Will Corey find an assistant?
Don't you have an assistant?
No, God, no. Are you kidding me?
I must be getting a psychic impression.
No.
I've told you to get an intern.
I've had that before.
Well, get another
The
one.
hard thing is there isn't really enough for an intern to I have someone who does some invoicing for me.
Well, what kind of assistant is that person asking about?
Well, I think it's either, I don't know if it's gonna be a personal assistant or someone to help with this channel. We
Yeah,
talked
you're
about that
already
the other
doing
night.
that. Yeah, you've already talked about that.
So that might happen.
Yeah, I see you getting an assistant. It's just, is it I'm looking for an assistant.
You still are?
Mm-hmm.
Did you need that back in the newsletter this week, by the way?
Yeah, I think it's not bright enough or something.
Okay, I'll change it.
Hot pink. Put some
Okay.
hot pink.
I can do that.
Maybe put a lady with hot pink lipstick or something.
Jesus. By the way, 97% say that I need more rest.
Well, yeah, I think that most people will say that to most people, especially if you tell them you're working 18-hour days. What are they going to say?
Well, I know.
Are they going to say, oh, no, you're fine. You don't need any rest. Just keep going.
This is true.
Next question.
Christian Montone. Corey should have people submit video applications to be his assistant, and we can all review and vote on them.
Buy Christian's book.
Hey, look at this, Montone.
I read it. I love it. The Place in My Head. It's my kind of book.
That's cool, huh?
Yeah, I think all the first grade teachers should have that book.
And now, how about this question just in from Carrie G? How will oil prices be this winter? The price of oil. I know you don't like this.
Do you see
Why?
my eyes?
You never
Do you see
like
my
these
eyes
questions.
glazing over?
You never liked it, but people can. Listen, it's the price of gasoline, the price of heating,
But it's so boring.
stimulus checks. I know, but it's money.
That's such a boring question.
Listen, can I tell you quickly, folks, what's going on here in our hometown? No one really pays attention to local politics unless it's about filling in the potholes on my street. The price
Yeah.
of we do pay per trash bag here. there's the price of the trash bags, but it always comes down to potholes and then public access to the beaches and to the woods. That's what people care
And
about.
don't your eyes glaze over like talking about the price of trash bags?
Yeah, they do. Because it's like if it goes up a quarter, people
That's
freak out.
boring.
It's so nuts. But the other thing that you can't get between the citizens of Gloucester and the government is you cannot get between us and our food. So they just follow us with a taco truck on Plum Cove Beach.
I
There's a
just gotta
guy-
go have a talk. That's
This
the
guy
best
has like, think of
PR
an ice cream
going.
truck, but he sells tacos and he goes down to one of the beaches. There's a legal vending spot there. And so he was the only one who
Yeah.
bidded on it. So he's been selling tacos and part of the neighborhood complained that like the generator's too loud or it's just not the right spot for it, et cetera, et cetera. And then people came out in droves to defend this guy for the taco truck. And I bet 95% of them do not vote in anything locally at all. But you
Yeah,
take
but you
away
don't
someone's taco truck,
But you don't know that.
it's pretty close.
They seem
But
like
half of them don't know
activists
what
to
ward
me.
they live in.
They seem like activists to me.
So I'd say, really? They seem just like hungry people to me.
So this guy sets up a taco truck and it's totally legal. He bought the vending license for the beach. It's a tiny little beach, tiny little area of town. And there, yeah, we'll see in a tiny town, especially, you're gonna have people complain because people have to complain. Right?
Yeah.
How noisy could it have been? He got a generator that was quieter. So, but good for them that they rallied. So is he gonna get to keep his taco truck there?
He does get to keep it there. They got to change the he got something to soften the generator noise.
No, it's good. Well, okay, so people rallied. That's good. How do we get into the taco topic?
It's all, I just brought up the local activism thing. That's
We're
all.
all over the place.
I just thought it was funny. Lily Girl asked, Corey, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Tacos.
What would it be for you? Huh? Tacos?
Tacos.
What would it be for you, Annette? You had one food.
No, I can't. I can't. That's just not. I mean, you can't. You would, whatever it was, you'd hate it.
A favorite. Do you have a
For the
favorite
rest-
pig out food? Do you pig
Wait,
out ever?
no, hang on. I don't pick out, but hang on. Like one thing and one thing only. Morning, noon, and night. That's only that one food and no other foods.
Just play along, for crying out loud.
I know, but I just don't. I think it's a valid question. Do you mean just one thing?
Well, let's just say a favorite. but you're
like-
gonna have this more than anything else.
Do drinks count?
I would accept drinks.
I love coffee.
Coffee? I did not know.
It's got to be quality. It has to be good quality coffee. It's not like I drink it into the night, but I don't think, and even though it's not probably the best thing, I don't know many psychics that don't drink coffee actually. Because
Really?
the thing about doing readings is that you know your mind has to be really engaged, and you have to be quick thinking to catch the information, because the information from the spiritual realm comes in very fast. And you know, some of the best psychics, like I'm thinking the medium James Von Prague, who I love. He's a wonderful, wonderful person. I haven't met him. And John Holland, you know, they talk really fast because the information comes really fast. But as far as the flavor, I love the taste of coffee.
Wow. I love coffee ice cream. I do not like coffee. I hate
I love
caffeine.
coffee ice cream.
Caffeine screws me up.
Yeah. Well, I think it depends on your body chemistry. It affects people in different ways.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
my dad can have coffee at night and go
And
back to
nothing?
like wake up in the middle of the night, have a cup of coffee, and go back to sleep.
Does it weird you out when you see like young high school kids having coffee? It always weirded when I was in high school.
Yeah,
There
because
was
I
those
didn't.
kids that would like go and get like, dude, can you just you don't have to be an adult yet.
Marketing.
Yeah, let's go get some beer first.
That's all. one food the rest of my life, one thing, I see for me, it would be something healthy.
Sure.
The question lends itself to you thinking like, oh, it must be a bad food. But yeah, I would just kale.
Just a favorite. Your favorite food is kale.
I love kale.
Oh, for crying out loud. You're so
I have people that love kale.
maybe were you a rabbit in your past life?
Maybe. I've always loved eating healthy.
I'll tell you what blew my mind about you was how much you love the Tim Tams.
Oh, those are good.
Those are good,
I'm
right?
not saying that I don't eat sugar.
Yeah.
And I love honey, native honey.
You do, yeah, you do love honey. I'll give you that. I don't know what my favorite would be.
Did you run out of questions?
No, it
Oh,
just
you're
happened to
still-
pop up right there.
You're still answering the food question. What is it for you?
You know what I love as a pig out food is I love bista with lentils.
Are you crazy? And you laughed at me for kale?
I love it.
I haven't
I
had
do.
that in a long time. That's easy to make. And with cauliflower. We talked about that.
Yeah. I don't know why. I've always loved that stuff.
But for the rest of your life, every day?
I mean, if it came down, well, listen, pizza, you can't go wrong with pizza.
Well, you can if you eat it every day.
Well, for crying, we're not gonna eat it. It's just your favorite.
But that was the question.
Hmm?
That was the question, wasn't it?
Well, the question was, yeah, one food forever, but
I grow my own sprouts.
do you? Like on your windowsill?
Sprouts are really good for you.
Yeah,
Microgreens. Yeah. They're so expensive in the store, and then there's this company, Hamama, that sells kits, and you can grow your own, much cheaper.
Elaine is asking about your impressions on the upcoming hurricane season. You always have something to say about hurricanes.
Horrible, 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 horrifying. I don't even want to look at it. It's that bad.
Really?
It's terrifying.
It's been quiet so far.
It's going to be late. The seasons are later. Have you noticed?
Oh, yeah.
Winter comes in January, February. Everything's been pushed up. Horrifying. And honestly, this is going to be the thing that turns the Trumpsters inward. Because Joe Biden is going to be this administration is going to be the administration that saves the day. If Trump were in office, we'd be like, we wouldn't even be here. Would have been Armageddon. So anyway, I'm just saying that it's going to be bad. Did you feel that wind today?
It wasn't that bad here.
Oh my gosh. I was walking up the street and I was like, it felt like hurricane. I mean, I know it wasn't a hurricane. It was just like strong winds. But that like unstable weather where it's like just 2 days ago, it was like really hot.
Yeah.
Today it's like 65.
Yeah.
So we went from 85, 90 to 65.
It's supposed to be 85 Friday.
Not that I prefer 85 because it was horrible for 3 weeks. But I mean, I 3 weeks in a row, I didn't do my Friday night video. It was too damn hot. It's going to be 85 again.
Yeah. It's supposed to get hot.
So anyway, it's really unstable. So when you have that, really like hot air, cold air, I'm not a weatherman, but it's like, it's unstable. And
It's
plus,
volatile.
we have a lot of glacial melt, and that's screwing up our weather is dictated by the ocean currents. And they're getting all screwed up. They're not like, nobody knows what they're doing, what the currents are doing.
I got a question for you, Annette. This is from Yellow Table Tales. This is Denise up in British Columbia. How you doing, Denise? Hope you're feeling better. She says everything around the world is shifting, climate change, politics, etc.
Yeah.
And I suspect that it might have to get worse before it gets better, but will it get better? Will we be more stabilized by 2028 in Canada and the USA? Will things stay?
I was really looking into that today. I really was doing a deep dive psychically. I was like, is it going to get better? And it is. It's going to get better. And the reason it's going to get better is because it gets so bad. Desperation is the mother of invention. If the catalyst for things getting better is, and it's not like this is going to happen, this is happening now. The catalyst for things getting better is things will get terrible. And I'm not saying that to scare people. It's just because it's already happening, right? So I'm not telling people like something different than this crazy tumult and chaos is going to happen. The crazy tumult and chaos is going to continue until enough is enough. Like this whole climate thing. Really? We're going to continue to spend trillions of dollars to clean up the damage and the death and the horrible things. We're going to, have you noticed on TV? I don't know how much TV you watch, but the commercials are now about, what is it, Serve Pro or Service Pro, like that cleans up your house after the storm. Because it's happening with such frequency. These companies are, of course, it's business, right? The need is there. So now they're advertising, when the storm comes, we'll be there to clean up your house and put it back together. Yeah, so it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna wax a little biblical on you for a second. It's a Bible story about when the floods came and Noah had built the ark. It's a metaphorical kind of, it's a symbolic story.
Mm-hmm.
Because things had gotten so bad, so this, flood came to wipe everything out. Because it was just, that's what it took. I'm not saying we're gonna have a flood and have to build an ark and put the animals in 2x2. I'm just saying that it was, in that story, that metaphorical story, it got so bad. And that's the way it had to be before it could get any better. That's a bad example, but you get my point. No,
You want another
I
question?
know I did to make him so special, but
Okay. Annette, thanks for that question, by the
I
way.
feel like I want to give people more hope. Okay, let me just elaborate a little bit more on that.
Sure.
When it hits close to home, for people that have had it kind of tough, they will develop compassion for other people. When the average person sees somebody else suffering, they will find their compassion if they've been through that same kind of suffering. And we're all going to be kind of suffering in a certain way, right? And that's what's going to bring the compassion from people. It's going to squeeze us until compassion comes out and help in one. It's kind of like if you've been through a hurricane, you feel for somebody else who, like, if things, you cleaned up everything and got back on your feet, and then somebody else goes through a hurricane, you will be more apt to want to help that person because you know how it feels. Kind of like putting yourself in someone else's shoes, having been there yourself. We're going to be forced to dig deep. And that's what I think.
All right.
I don't want people to not have hope. That's the thing. Did I depress you? Just
Me? No. No.
okay, you don't look depressed.
No, I let your stuff sink in sometimes. That's all.
Okay.
Okay. Here's a question from Dorothy Leach. And Dorothy asks, will Attorney General Garland hesitate to indict 45 because of potential violence? If not, when will he finally be indicted? It's a
He
good
will
question.
not hesitate. He will not hesitate. That man he has a gift for what he's doing. He's a gifted genius for what he's doing. He investigated the Unabomber, the Oklahoma City bomber. I mean, he gets in there and he does his work. He goes through like a fine-tooth comb. And I talked about this on my video too. He has no fear of doing his job in the way it needs to be done. So what is the question? What will he hesitate because of?
A fear of violence. Let me see. Because
Nope.
of potential violence.
Nope. You know what they're gonna do? You know what they're doing right now? I can't even believe people are messing with the FBI. The FBI has like what I would call X-ray vision. I mean, they are so amped out with technology that they're gonna know if something's up. And what January 6th did was heightened our alertness and our security. Like much like 9/11, it made us cognizant of the danger that we face so that we know what we face and what to do about it. And I just feel like Merrick Garland is so strategic that he has it all worked out. How to do this, how to broach this, with the public. Just like the affidavit, that, the Republicans want to see the affidavit, and it's like, no, because that's going to interfere with our investigation, and nobody gets to touch that investigation. The only reason that he showed the search warrant was because he was calling Donald Trump's bluff, and it was to the DOJ's advantage to call him out like that. It's really remarkable to tune into Merrick Garland. It's a remarkable brain. He's gifted. He's a genius. So he won't hesitate.
There you have it. All right. Thanks for the question. Here's one from Meg H. Any thoughts on how our winter will be in the Northeast? She lives near Buffalo.
Mild.
But she's also thanking us for being on tonight and loves our show. So thank you.
Thank you for watching. Is she on right? She's on right now?
Meg H is yes.
Ask her how last winter was.
Well, near Buffalo, they are always under.
No, ask her how last winter was.
Meg, how was last winter? In the meantime, Teresa Gillette says, Corey, you look great. Are you feeling better?
That's the bell for the compliments?
Yeah, whenever. She's our viewer of the night.
Oh, compliments or tips?
Yeah.
That's the cowbell. Cowbell for compliments or tips?
Either or.
Are you getting any tips?
So Meg, let us know how winter was in Buffalo last year.
Well, here's the thing. You did this. You went like, well, it's Buffalo. It's not like that anymore, Corey.
Buffalo?
You're like, yeah, what are you doing right now? It's not like that anymore.
In
That's
Buffalo
like saying,
it is.
that's like you saying, but it always snows at Christmas. No, it doesn't.
I would never say that. Not here.
Yeah,
but it always snows
but
in,
20
but it always snows in Buffalo.
30 years ago, you would have said, oh, it always snows or it's always cold at Christmas.
Yeah.
There's no always anymore is my point.
We're gonna
There's
find
no norm anymore. Do you get that?
Norm.
Where's you? There's no normal anymore. Everybody, I'm giving you the memo.
Meg says it was not bad at all. It was really mild.
I told you, I just said it was going to be mild. From now on, we'll barely have winter.
In Buffalo?
Yeah, that's what you're doing is like try to keep up with the fact. I mean, what do you think is a constant?
She said no huge amounts of lake effect snow, which was good. A few years ago, South Buffalo got 5 feet.
All winter?
5 feet for the whole winter. They get lake effect snow like crazy over there.
Yeah, but you know what? I was born in Michigan and lived there till I was 4, and there are pictures of snow up to the roof that stayed there from the beginning of November till like right on Lake Michigan. Till way into springtime, way. The climate has changed immensely. I laugh at people that are like, well, I want to move back north. I'm living in the south, but I'm afraid of the winters. It's like, why? You don't like 45 degrees? How are we doing on time?
Whatever you want to do. We're just after 9 o'clock. How long do you want to go?
So we've been 6, 7, 8.
2.5 hours.
Let's go 15 more minutes. How's that feel?
Sounds good.
It goes
you want
by
to
so
comment?
fast. I just feel like I don't want to keep people here forever.
Yeah, it moves.
Myself included.
A few people have asked about winter in Chicago.
Nothing, no problem. You know, and it's not good because we're having a severe drought. We're supposed to get rain today. Did it rain? It didn't rain where I am.
Barely
It
sprinkled.
was supposed to rain all day and they were expecting like an inch. It didn't even rain. And we had no snow over the winter and we need snow to fill the reservoirs. So
It's been bizarre. So normally, right, our weather patterns come west to east or southwest to northeast. And when you see a band of rain come summertime, what happens is as it approaches the ocean in Cape Ann, the system breaks apart around the cooler ocean water. And so we've had storms miss us just north and just south. This was a nor'easter today. So the system backed in like northeast to southwest. And still, once it reached Cape Ann, it's like a mile from land, it breaks up. It's crazy.
yeah, I want to see you do the weather. Can you be the weatherman?
I can do some meteorology for you.
You'd be really good.
Yeah.
You're very animated. And, you know,
I could be a weatherman. I couldn't be a
Yeah, no,
meteorologist.
yeah.
There's way too much
Yeah.
trigonometry involved. Well, I speak with my hands.
is there trigonometry? It must be.
There's a ton of trig and
I know, but you could be the weather. I knew somebody in Nashville, a woman who did the weather in Nashville, and she wasn't a scientist. She just did the weather. It's like,
look at Willard
there's
Scott.
clouds over here. There's some rain coming in here, like that.
Willard Scott was not a meteorologist. He was a
Who?
weatherman. Willard Scott. Remember him?
Oh, I think I do. Who was the other famous one?
Well, there was like Al Roker, all those big
Oh.
national guys.
Yeah, but I mean locally. Can't remember.
Like for us, our big
Yeah.
local ones, we had Bruce Schwegler, Dick Albert, Harvey Leonard. Dick Albert was around forever. Barry
Dick Albert.
Burbank.
Harvey Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some famous ones.
Yeah, Bruce Schwegler was a big one. We've had, I will say the one thing about Boston area news stations and weather, they've always had top notch, especially meteorology.
They have to.
Yeah.
How about in the perfect storm who was that weatherman who was like
That was Todd Gross.
and then it'll be called the perfect storm when they're all converging.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he said that phrase which just became like, I think it's in the dictionary now, the perfect storm.
Listen, can someone call Singapore and find out where Yoon is? Now we're getting worried.
We don't have her number.
We should. We should be calling Yoon.
Maybe she had to work the night shift.
She's retired.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
All this time I thought she had to get up and get ready to go to work.
No, that's just when she gets up and starts to move around. We get-
Oh. I was just assuming.
Let's see. How about this question?
She
Annette?
can get up anytime she wants to then.
Right. Unless you just didn't know that we were on tonight.
Wednesday,
I know.
Thursday. It's Thursday then.
I know. Okay. How about this one from Lisa? Lisa, will Pence be Liz Cheney's running mate in 2024?
Oh, God, gag me. Oh, gross. Are you serious?
Were you really going to say gag me with a spoon?
Why would anybody think that? Is that a serious question or is it a joke?
I'm emailing you right now.
That is so, you're emailing you?
Yeah.
We miss you.
That's
People
what
are-
I just said.
Just right to right. People are asking. Did you send it?
But now we can't leave until we get an answer.
That's all right.
Potential sleepover tonight.
I'm wondering if that was a serious question because that's so far out
It was
there.
a serious question.
That is so far out there. They are so polar opposite people. No. I mean, whoever asked that, maybe do a little bit more reading about these people and their history and them as individuals and watch them more. I'm trying to think of what Pence reminds me. He's just like a loaf of Wonder Bread. Mike Pence. He's so like no personality whatsoever. I don't know what he's thinking running for president. I don't know if that's official. Nothing's official yet in terms of who's going to run. But he doesn't have anything going for him. Except he's a Christian, I guess, you know. He's anti-women's rights. It's bad. The answer is no. Did I make that clear?
Very crystal.
Next question.
I can't ask that one.
What is that question that you keep skipping?
Are you ready for this? This is from
Is it like pornographic? Because this one that you said
No.
is really bad.
Yeah, I think it's this one. It's from Will.
Are you this is the really bad one you were talking about?
Well, I just think it's got the potential to get flagged. That's all.
Oh, well, you can talk in code.
Do you think Trump has ever had anyone offed?
I missed the last part.
Off.
Have- Oh, you mean done away with?
Yeah.
How about all those people that just died of COVID because he mismanaged it? But I know what you mean. That's not that risky because it's for entertainment purposes only. Like I wouldn't name names or anything, but let me put it this way: he would not hesitate.
Wow.
He said he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and get away with it. And people thought he was kidding. Why would somebody even say something like that? Would you say something like that?
No.
God, no. Nobody that's a viewer right now who's watching. Think about it. Would you ever say that? It's such a bizarre thing to say. It means he's thought about it. And he has those thoughts. He wouldn't hesitate. That's a safe answer. Because that just seems like our little opinion. Did somebody give you a tip?
Marlene. Thank you, Marlene, for the tip.
Thank you, Marlene.
Appreciate it. No, that's all fine on that. So we have had a couple of people ask about winter in Chicago. I don't know if we got into that or not.
We already did that.
Did you do winter in Chicago?
Yeah, we already did that.
What did you say?
I said, do we have to go over this again?
Yeah, I can't pay attention to everything.
Yeah, but I thought you got the general idea that the weather is not what it used to be.
Right.
So Chicago usually gets snow and cold and wind and for decades when the weather was normal, but now that's not going to happen anymore because what global warming means is everything's warming up. And when we have weather that's above 32 degrees, it doesn't snow. Right? I mean, I
Chicago?
feel like I'm missing something. Like, does that not make sense?
Well, doesn't the climate change lend to colder, longer winters?
No. We had one anomaly, and that was 2015.
That was brutal.
It was just a freak thing, and I don't see that happening. I just see that the ocean currents are just going to get too crazy and just produce warm weather. Like I actually see, you know, those hazy, foggy days. That's what I see. Like a greenhouse. It's called. Remember they used to call it the greenhouse effect. You don't see that very much anymore.
Yeah.
But you go into a greenhouse on a warm day like that. The planet is getting to that point. Doesn't snow in weather like that. Maybe rain. Do you have another question?
I do. This is from Kat's Crazy Life. Kat's been with us for a while, and she asked, is Elon Musk stressed out about Amber Heard's sex parties? Yep. That's our
What?
question of the week right there.
You got a couple doozies in there that I think that people are just messing with your head.
It's possible.
I don't understand the question, actually.
I don't know. Why would he be stressed out?
I don't really, who's asking that?
Cat's crazy life. Do you believe she's crazy?
I I don't even know how to answer that. There's so many presumptions in there. So let's just say no.
No. The answer is no. Eileen asks, let's see. Now that Trump has all 3 passports, expired, a current run, was the 3rd passport a diplomatic passport? And would that stop him from escaping to another country? So he had 3 passports. We know that.
I feel like those passports are like expired or something.
One was expired, right?
I feel like they were useless. Like, in other words, like, okay, one was expired. Were they his? I mean, when I heard the news, I assumed they were talking about his own personal passports. Is that the case?
What's that?
When I just kind of heard about this in passing, I thought that they, well, I assumed because he was making such a big to-do about it, like everything's so personal for him. I figured he was talking about 3 personal passports. I don't know, factually. Is that what was going on?
Yeah, I thought there were 3 passports and one was expired.
And the question is,
Was one of the passports a diplomatic passport?
see, it's neither here nor there whether it was. I mean, what does that even mean?
I don't know. If Eileen's out there. Presidents get a diplomatic passport.
Yeah, because they go overseas and they're kind of diplomats in the sense that they hold a high position. I guess sometimes I feel like I need a reason to delve into this. Like, it just seems like a non-issue, and the only reason he said something about it was because he's grasping at straws to make the FBI look like they did something insidious. That's what that's all about. They said, oh yeah, because they kind of checked out what they had in the documents and everything, and they're like, yeah, okay, you can have him back. So it was a non-story and it was a non-issue, and I feel like like one was inspired, like you were saying, and he had a diplomatic passport. Like, so what? He was the president, so that's probably what they get. And I don't think he's planning to leave the country or anything. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like a non-issue.
Yeah, toughie.
It's not a story. He wanted him back and they said, okay, here.
Christian Montone asks, if Trump has his own plane, can he still travel?
If he has his own plane. I don't think he has his own plane.
He doesn't?
He had a plane and he couldn't fund it and it fell apart. It was a great big jet. As it said Trump on it. You know, if you want to know what I think, I guess that's why we're here. If you want to know what I think that he's bankrupt. I think he's broke. I think he doesn't have any money, and I think he's literally banking on foreign money, bailing him out. Entertainment purposes only. I think he's banking on his foreign deals to bail him out. Do you know that he's really struggling to get lawyers that will work for him right now? And he
Really?
needs top of the line. Yeah, that's not surprising to me. He doesn't pay his lawyers. And it's not like, there's a lot of like ease in him getting off scot-free, right? It's not like, oh yeah, I'll take this. Like, if you were a lawyer, would you take on Trump? I think he's the most crime-ridden criminal in history. And I used to say in United States history, but I'm kind of starting to think he's the greatest criminal that ever lived in terms of how many crimes committed. He might have set a world record for most crimes committed. Are you reading the chat?
No, I'm reading you.
Oh, because you look like you froze up.
Yeah.
What are you reading?
That was, you stunned me.
What? That he was the most he probably should get in the book of world records?
Yes.
Think about it. Do you think I'm kidding? I'm not even kidding.
There've been some other lawbreakers over the years.
No, I'm talking about number of crimes committed.
Yep.
I'm talking about quantity, not necessarily quality. I'm talking about number, the sheer number of crimes. I mean, down to, I don't know, like he stole something and got in trouble. Most crimes committed. Can you think of somebody who's committed more crimes than Donald Trump? I've been saying for really years now, every one of the 7 deadly sins he's committed multiple times. You're coming up empty. You can't think of anybody else that's more criminal than Donald J. Trump. Say, you can't even speak.
What are you talking about? Hitler comes to mind?
No, the most crimes. Hitler made big crime. Hitler, unspeakable, of course, like bad crimes. But Donald Trump has committed the most crimes. I'm not talking about the most heinous acts in history. I'm talking about the most crimes. That's a research project.
Somebody get on that, please. So some people have expanded on the diplomatic passports thing. They allow travels to country that could be hostile nations, like Cuba, for example.
Yeah, I think it's a non-issue.
It's interesting. Wait.
Like presidents get those and he's not president.
Ring the bell, Annette.
Oh, Yoon's here. Yoon was sleeping. Yoon was sleeping.
Oh, and Beth Sacaloto with a big tip too. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you. I don't hear you. Cowbell, is it ringing? I don't hear it at all.
How do you not hear that?
It's not coming through on Zoom. It's probably low. Mine's much higher.
It's through the mic.
Can people hear it?
Yeah, people must be hearing it. Yoon, did you get my email?
Are you assuming?
I think I woke her up with the email notice. It's awesome. Yeah, of course I'm assuming. No, I can hear it, and I can hear myself, so how can you not hear that?
Ring it again. No, it's not coming through.
For real?
For real.
That's crazy. Is anyone else here?
Mine is because it's a high pitch. That must be like a cowbell, like low.
Well, Annette, so Beth just put a very generous tip in the tip jar. So she does have
Beth.
a question too. The question is, do you see Larry Kudlow of Fox News being investigated for participating in the planning of the insurrection?
Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about that. Do I see him getting in trouble for that? I see Sean Hannity getting in trouble. Larry Kudlow seems to be in the same category. I think they were in cahoots. Yeah. And I see them trying to hide. Speaking of hiding.
Well, so no, other
Just
people,
like that.
it's like half and half. Some people can't hear the bell and some can.
Maybe it depends on if you're on an Apple or PC. I don't know.
Oh, it says the microphone. My microphone looks like it's working. They can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you fine, but I think the bell is a little bit low pitched.
So weird.
Very weird.
It's loud.
To you.
How does I can't believe people can't hear that.
I don't know. We can't figure out technology. We just have to go with it. It doesn't project.
It's registering on the microphone.
Huh. You have to ask your sound guy when you have one.
So effing weird.
Your sound engineer once you hire him.
Crazy. Well, anyway, so hi Yoon, good to see you again. Good to see everybody tonight. We're just wrapping up shortly, I suppose, but we do have more questions that we can get to.
Well, I'm just looking at that we started at 6:30 and we're going to 9:30, so we can't really go beyond that.
I can't believe how many people can't hear this bell.
Well,
Is
maybe
my mic not working?
Maybe Sharon will send you a higher pitched bell, but then it wouldn't be a cowbell.
So yeah, Yoon did get my email. That woke her up. She woke up late. She's been studying up on natural skincare. So there you go.
Oh, so she is working.
Yeah.
Tell us more, Yoon. She's selling products?
Man, that is so weird. Now she studies everything.
Cool.
Okay.
Are you like
So,
that?
My guess is the
are you like
microphone
that?
is out. How does my voice sound? Does it sound like deep?
Your
rich?
voice is fine. The bell's just not projecting.
That is absolutely crazy.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah, certain things don't get picked up by microphones.
Very odd.
We believe you that the bell works. Sharon wouldn't send you a faulty bell.
No, I mean I can hear it plain as day. It's crazy.
That's because you're there, Corey.
It's
That's
gotta be
because
on
you're
my frequency.
the
folks.
bell.
My frequency.
It's your frequency.
I've got a fever. The only cure is more cowbell. Where do we want to go with these questions, Dion?
Where is that from? More cowbell. Is that Will Ferrell?
Yeah,
I think
at the SNL sketch. Hey, do you have any feel for a Canadian politics at all?
Well, I can give it a shot.
How is the leadership race for the Canadian Conservative Party going to turn out? Also, what's going to happen with the leadership of the Green Party? So Canadian politics, any shifts happening there?
I really have no idea how their politics works. Do you? I mean, if they ask a question based on what they know, like this or this, that would be much easier.
Right. But that's why it was pretty vague.
Because I don't know, like, I have to know a little bit of what I'm referencing. You know what I mean?
Can anyone feed us more details?
Because I could be like, well, where do I feel more energy, on this side or that side, like that? But I don't know. Can we have another question?
Can I tell you how the cowbell thing is messing with my mind?
You're gonna have to ask your sound engineer friends.
Seriously.
Yeah, because I think one of my engineer friends might know. But I'd have to make some calls.
Well, here's some nice comments here for you. This is from Ginger Cordova. Hi, Annette. Saw your video you posted at your gig. You are amazing. You sound a little like Trisha Yearwood. Thanks for sharing. Love everything you do. Thanks, Ginger.
I'm really, I have to just say, it really warms my heart. There's so many people. I mean, I just threw it up there and it's just short. It's only like 45 seconds. And it's not the whole song, but that is the song that I wrote. It's called New World. And thanks. It inspires me to do more. And that's a big, big deal.
Look for Annette's new single, Don't Cower to Power. That'll be out.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Because I get in my psychic brain and I forget what I said. Yeah, don't cower to power.
Oh, Annalie, Annette did ring the bell for Yoon. The Yoon bell.
Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
It's quiet.
What else you got? How many people in the room?
Over 520 right now. I think we topped out at like 580-ish, somewhere in there. Yeah. It's good for us. It's a quiet Wednesday night here around the
country. Did you ever see William Shatner when with the Trekkies?
What? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Get a Life.
I start to feel like I'm sorry. It's just people. Do you have anything else to do on Wednesday?
Get a Life.
So you have a date? When was the last time you had a date? I'm sorry. Just made me think of that. I love you guys. I'm glad you're still here.
Yeah, it blows my mind sometimes. Try to hold the bell further away from the mic.
We're in the background. People, we can't hear the bell, Corey. It's kind of like that background where you just disappear. The bell disappears into the.
It's so weird.
Borealis.
I can hear it plain as day.
That's because you're with the bell.
It's crazy. So anyway, people want more music from you. That's what I'm getting here from the chat.
All right. Well, I will do that when I'm in Maine. I will. I'll put a little something together, and it will be live on YouTube.
Lisa, who asked about Pence and Cheney running together, also asked if they will exhume Ivana.
No. Who is this that's asking these crazy questions?
Lisa. In the cult jam.
Lisa.
People like the question.
No, I'm not saying, it's bad or anything. Of course, we love the questions. There's so many people assuming so many things about Ivana's death that aren't true. But if you want to know if Trump is attempting to grift off her death, yeah, actually, that's factual. Yeah, but she wasn't pushed down the stairs, and she wasn't buried with documents, and that's not what happened. She legit fell down the stairs. I felt like she lost her balance. I felt like she had vertigo, which can happen very easily. And mostly, I felt initially, my very first impression was that woman was having stress, high stress related health problems. So it was, it was complex in that sense. It was like, and it was all the stress that her kids were under. Because I literally had visions, probably a year or so ago. I was having visions of like Don Jr. going to his mother and sitting there and bawling his eyes out. They're not all as tough as they make themselves out to be. And I did tell you that I felt Ivana was, from the other side, really influencing what's going to happen with Trump next, and telling our children that it's better to tell the truth. She's going to get, I don't want to say revenge, but she's going to make sure she rights the wrongs from the other side. I got that really strongly.
Nice.
And actually, after she died, look at how much has happened. I mean, if you look at the timeline, it's really pretty unbelievable. You have a list, right? Corey's curious Corey.
Can you hear that?
To figure it out. No.
Still?
It's not coming through because of the
crap.
I don't know, the frequency.
Right. We have this question from a young lady named Yoon Chong Ong. Yoon
has a question. Yoon has a question. Yeah. Tell her to send us a picture because we want to see her.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we want a picture of you.
Because she's famous, and you want to see. If you don't want to be talking about a famous person and like never get to see them. Everyone wants to see the famous person, right? How would it be like people that were famous who were never seen? They wouldn't be famous.
No, you're pretty much down to Loch Ness, the Yeti.
Yeah.
Does Annette feel that natural skincare is good business? There are many natural products like preservatives and emulsifiers on the market now. Your thoughts on the natural skincare business, Annette?
Yeah, I think it's huge. Is that what she's doing? Is that her business?
She's studying up on it. We know that much.
It's huge. Marketing is key. You know what I mean? Like, marketing is key, but it's huge. If you get it out there, people will love it. That's kind of not a psychic question.
No, we get non-psychic questions.
Yeah. Definitely, there's a huge market for natural products. Absolutely, because you know what you put on your skin, gets absorbed into your body, and so you don't want. I mean, it's cancer-causing things, in certain and a lot of things that you buy in the drugstore.
Did you see that whole banana boat suntan lotion got recalled for carcinogens?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I didn't see that, but
I always thought that suntan lotion basically caused cancer. That was always a feeling I had.
I don't even use it.
Me neither.
You don't either?
No.
Are people freaking out about that? I don't
Yeah,
even
including my dermatologist, but what are you gonna
Don't tell them. It's your business.
Yeah.
What you put on your skin is your business. Right?
Let's see. I getting a lot of advice on the bell.
Oh, what are you getting?
We just answered Ewan's question. I think there's a lag here too. Oh, Christian Monton says your skin is glowing, by the way, Annette.
Oh, it is?
Apparently.
It must be the sunshine.
You can see
Thank
it in
you.
Jersey.
Thank you. Oh, that's sweet. Just flood me with compliments. I'll stay longer.
Yeah, what are we doing? If we're past 9:30 now, should we
I
get to the
know, which
community
is
card?
crazy. So we should probably, wrap it up and, like, how should we do this?
Let's done with a community card.
Did you have any other questions that were just like,
Honestly,
really?
I mean, it's pretty much the same. Do you
Stimulus
want more
checks?
questions on Trump?
Does he
People
still love
don't
me?
like Trump. Your thoughts?
What'd you say? Why people don't like Trump?
I got another 100 questions just on Trump.
The real question is, why do people like Trump? That's the real question. Why do people like Trump?
Oh, people ask if you can you channel Anne Heche?
Not yet.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, because people see the Ivana thing was an anomaly because they're not usually accessible right after they cross over. Was it on this show that I said, no, it was on one of my shows that after Anne got in that crash, yeah, it was on my live show. They were asking if she was gonna be okay. And I said, I felt, and I don't predict death, but I just really felt like she was finished.
Yeah, she wanted out.
She was done with this earth. Let's see. What's your question? I forgot.
Well, that was just asking if you could channel her. But are you going to do another channeling show soon? People love those.
Isn't that funny?
Well, you never know, right?
Yeah, you never know. I will do another one, sure. I'll have to work out some kind of schedule, like once a month or something.
Dana, I told you about the schooner adventure thing, right? But they're
Oh,
back.
I meant to ask you about that.
So they've been booking up like crazy, doing special sales during the day, which is why we haven't been down there yet. And then, of course, the COVID crap. But we're trying to figure that out. But also, Hammond Castle gave me the go-ahead
For
us to do a show.
finally, I have felt a little bit of an opening there. Like it's time to get in touch with the director and see if I can teach tarot class again.
So I'll try to figure that out. I mean, I'm just really hoping I just start testing negative in a day or two, just so I can.
I read on it, didn't I? What did I say? By next week, you'll definitely be testing negative.
Yeah.
But so you mentioned the schooner adventure?
Mhm.
Because it's two boats. I saw the Lannon go out over the weekend. I was down at the Gloucester house, like where there's a restaurant right on the water. And I saw these people, they had rented the schooner out and they were having a birthday party. And I was so jealous that they were having a birthday party on the schooner because it looked like a blast. It was a beautiful day.
I've done it
And I'm
before.
like,
It's nice.
my birthday is in December. Can I have a schooner party?
You'd be freezing.
Yeah, but can I have a schooner party like now? And
You
just call it my birthday party in August?
4 months before your birthday?
Why can't you do that? If your birthday comes in a season where the
That's
weather's
ridiculous.
crappy, why can't you just pretend like you just
That's ridiculous.
like your birthday is the weather's not great when your birthday's around.
Nope, it's not. I get weird. Adults who celebrate their birthday always kind of weird me out.
You can have Christmas in July, right?
Yeah, we did that.
Kind of like that I do. So what's the deal with did they come to you and they wanted us to do a show?
The schooner wanted me they want us to do a show. They came to about us specifically.
Yeah, but how did that happen? They saw our show?
They joined the bridge and they said, hey, we know what kind of audience you have for the psychic.
Oh, they want
wanna come
the
down?
numbers.
Well, this is what the bridge does.
I
marketing
know,
campaign.
but if you were real thinking like a business.
What?
I'm just saying.
Well, they
They
paying.
came
They
to
pay
you
for it.
because they want what you have. That's
Of
when you
course.
charge them.
So we would.
Oh, okay. I was just kidding around, but I didn't know you were going to charge them.
No, they joined the bridge.
That's like very cheap to join the bridge.
Yeah, and then you pay for video work afterwards too. You a la carte everything.
So tell me the deal about the show.
So they've been, I guess, booking these special sales. Like they usually do whatever it is, the sunset.
Oh, yeah. Like there's sometimes musicians go and it's a special theme.
Right. So they've been
So
booking
that-
so many of those that they haven't had time to have us go down. But to me, I don't even know if we need to be on the boat. We could just be before the boat.
No,
and
Corey,
record a show down
we want
there.
to be on the boat.
Well, but we're not going to be sailing around
We want to be on the
and
boat.
live. We'd have to record the
Really?
show.
No, seriously. Are people paying attention? We're just jabbering away now.
We could be on the boat. But
Yeah.
my guess is what I have to think about is, are we going to try to do the show live from the boat
Oh,
or
can
record it?
You can figure that out.
Right. But that's a different kind of show because that means that we're just going there and you're just kind of locking into the vibe and you're telling us what's going on there for an hour and we're not fielding questions in real time or anything. It's a different kind of show.
All right, let's get to what the people want to hear.
Okay.
We haven't figured that out yet, so we'll figure it out and get back to everyone.
Are we good, Dion?
As far as, are we done? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Are we finished?
Yeah.
Is it over for us?
Well, I mean, I got to get some chicken soup and do the newsletter. So we're at the
No,
3
yeah,
hour.
we're done. We're done. I just don't know if you had one lingering question.
Well, basically, will Trump win re-election?
What? Okay, do I have to get into my speech again? Do you remember my little speech? You remember my lecture earlier?
Listen, you psychics created a giant monster online.
Do you remember my speech earlier, my lecture? We don't talk about things that we don't want to see manifest. If you think about that horrible big giant orange Cheeto of a person, you think about him stopped in jail under house arrest, never being allowed in any proximity to a public office at all. We do not think about, is he going to win an election? Because I'm telling you, it's game over, not just for this country, for the planet, if anything like that ever happened. So we're not going to ask questions like that. We're not going to think about those things.
All right, let's end with this one then from Marlene. As a dialysis nurse, I often wonder, will there be artificial kidneys?
Yes. 3D.
Wow.
3D. They can make organs with 3D.
With those, will like a 3D printer?
Yes.
That's pretty badass.
It's already being done. Yes. Okay, so I think you had asked for a community collective kind of thingy.
Listen, if they can make an inaudible cowbell, I think they can make an artificial kidney.
I'll have to ask a sound guy about that. You know, like Will, who was running the block party music, he would know. He worked on my record.
So listen, here's what's going to happen now. You're going to do the community card, and 1,000 people are going to flee this chat right now. So we want to thank everyone. If you want a reading from Annette, just email AnnetteDion7@gmail.com or AnnetteDionPsychic@gmail.com. Get some one-on-one time with her. I will let you know about her upcoming schedule. If I test negative, I will do a show with hypnotherapist Linda Sable before the week's over. I'll let you know when I do another pet care show with the good Dr. Meredith. Sooner than later, I imagine that'll happen too. Or I might just be chilling out through the weekend, eating soup, and trying to get better here. So we want to thank everyone for all your time and questions.
That has the best vibe. The last thing you said has the best vibe. Would you say hanging out and eating chicken
Christian
soup?
Montone said he refuses to leave. He's not leaving tonight.
All right, well, it's just me and you and Christian. That's funny. And I have my own church on my YouTube channel, Church of Spirituality, every single Sunday, live at 1. Please watch it. I want 1,000 views. I don't have even 1,000 views. And the only reason that upsets me at all is because it's really good, inspiring, and uplifting. And I channel my sermon every week. I never know what I want to say, but it's always great.
People that brought it up tonight, Annette, they love it.
Oh yeah, thank you for those who come. They're scared of the word. Some people are scared of the word church. Don't be scared of a word. I mean, it amazes me how much people watch violence and everything, but they're afraid of the word church.
Now, I will say this. One is Annette and I, we love our community out there. We love you guys.
Totally.
So when we do this community card, this is for our collective. This is for us, right? And by the way, Yoon says it takes about 10 days to be negative. So 8 in right now. I'm 8 days in. So we'll see.
I forgot you're talking about COVID, and I was like, it takes 10 days to get negative.
Yeah.
It takes some people to
Takes
have
Annette. Annette can do it like that.
easy. But then I always flip it back to positive. What else? Oh, I have a visualization, a meditation visualization every Tuesday that where we visualize America healed. Like that's why I was really going on my soapbox about what people are saying, because it's not what we want to have manifest, the things that we don't want to have manifest. So AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, just type 20 in the subject line and you'll get the Zoom invite for our 20-minute meditation on Tuesdays live. And Grassroots of Democracy meets on Thursdays, grassrootsofdemocracy@gmail.com, and type AYE in the subject line. We've been meeting since January, every single Thursday. And those things I will be doing even when I'm away next week. So I'm still doing stuff. As far as this week, interesting. This is really, really clear. So it's about kind of the collective energy for this week. And we're talking about the United States right now. The nefarious crimes will be revealed this week. Turn for the better for the country, and the Judgment card, which is karma. We're going to see a lot of people fall from grace if they were even ever in grace. We're going to see people start falling, like dropping like flies, 5 or 6 in the Trump sphere. Crazy. Just, if you can kind of take a step back and look at the pathos of it all, it's a little bit almost amusing. If you just step back and go, WTF, this is just too much.
It's a lot.
Zany stuff.
Okay. Great stuff as always, Annette. We have to also thank Jessica Frank for sending us pizza last week and the care package again. Sharon Bottoms with another great care package. We'll open those up in front of everybody. Warren Green has another package on the way, which is great. We have to always thank Anna Lee Finch, Justin's mom, Christian Montone, for wielding the wrenches tonight. Awesome job. We love you guys.
Yeah.
And everyone, I think we had a record number of people for one of our shows in here tonight. It was awesome. So thanks to everyone for sticking with us. We're going to try to get back on our rhythm. It's kind of weird. I've got COVID and that's going away. I had to go away for a bit, but we're trying to figure things out. But we miss you guys. We love spending time with you. And we know 3 hours in one sitting, that's asking a lot of everybody, but you do
more
it
than 3 hours.
Yeah. So anyway, so thanks to everybody. Thanks for all the well wishes. I promise I will eat soup and get as much rest as I can. Annette, you keep being you.
Okay, you keep being you too.
Yeah. And that is it for now. Thanks again. Annette, I'll talk to you sooner than later. We'll figure out what we want to do next
For
week.
sure. We'll be in touch.
Okay. Have a great night.
Okay.
Drive
Bye.
safe. Okay.
Thank
bye,
you,
everybody.
thank you.
Thanks for all your time,
Yeah.
your eyes and your ears. We'll see you soon. Good night.
Bye.
Toby Hall, this is for you. Toby, is this working at all? One more time for Toby. I'm hoping that worked. Anyway, all right. Good night, guys. Thanks again for all your hard work and time you put into the show with us. We love it. Oh, you don't worry about it. You don't have to sweat it out. As long as you're here, that's all that matters. So 3 hours, 48 minutes. Jesus. No, I think it was like 3:18. We started at 6:30. So pretty good. Not a record, but close. So that's it. So Bubba's snoring. I'll be snoring shortly. If you want the Bridge newsletter, email me at hello@bridgecapeband.com, and that'll go out first thing tomorrow morning. So that's it for now. Adios, kids. We'll see you soon.